Hello, everybody, and welcome to 1989 Arcade Bar Podcast. I'm so sorry we've been away for the last, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. I've got a little, you can see behind me, this is one of the big reasons why I've been away for so long. I've just been remodeling a house, which takes ages, I've learned. And it's a lot of fun, but pretty stressful, but at the same time, kind of encourages on your life a little bit. So we had to miss a couple of podcasts, unfortunately. But hey, we're back. Here we are, and I'm joined today, this evening, this morning, wherever you are listening to this podcast, with the wonderful Stephen Wonderboy Care. There he is.
Hello, hey, mate. How's it going, everyone? Good to see you again.
Good to have you back. Welcome back. We're also going to be We're going to be joined, and we'll enjoy the company of Tom Barbat. I think Tom is actually waiting in the wings. I'm just going to see. Tom, are you ready to go? Can you hear me? You can hear me. I don't know if he's ready to go. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. I think he's still fiddling around with his camera. I'm just gonna add him to the stream and we're gonna see what happens. Here we go. Hello, Tom.
Oh, here goes nothing. Am I live?
You're live. You're here.
Sorry,
we're live
mate,
from.
I wanted to make a bit of an entrance, but thank you for having me.
Oh, dude, it's my pleasure. Thank you for joining me and us and all that kind of business. Now, I'm sorry, I'm eating my dinner. I'm super unprepared. I do apologize. One day I will be prepared and I won't be eating dinners and drinking beers and be an absolute mess when we're doing this. Hopefully in the next month or so. But hey, Tom, last time you were here, you were standing over there in my kitchen.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. That's insane. Gone. It really does look like a backstage area there. It's like completely empty.
I'm in a film set, you know.
Basically, yeah.
Is
that a whiteboard or something? Look, there's a big white.
No, that's a window.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So it's just one big. It
looks huge, actually. It looks good.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty
big
fun.
Space.
Welcome to my living room, everyone.
Does Marnie know that whole wall will be filled with tabs?
No. I was hoping the garage would be, but our garage floods, unfortunately. I hope everybody's keeping well during all these rainy, horrible times that's been going through Sydney. It's been pretty hectic. Pika964 says, good day, boys. Good day. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Where does it show how many people?
Comments?
We've got a few people in the room.
Got a few people in the room. Yeah, welcome, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah,
welcome.
Welcome.
Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to the 1989 Arcade Bar Podcast. This is a podcast about retro arcades, retro video games, and pop culture. Anything goes, really, depending on how we're feeling. And this week we do this every Monday evening, apart from the last 2 Monday evenings. Sorry, everybody. At 8 o'clock live via Twitch and YouTube. And then we put this online for people to listen to. My daughter's having a dinner in the background. Sorry, guys. We then put this online for people to listen to at their leisure. You can listen to it via our SoundCloud, our website, and I'm hoping to post it to lots of other places. Want to get the time to post it out there to other things. So before we dive into the guts of this episode, which I'm really excited about, this is a bumper episode, everybody. This is a bumper episode.
Sega.
It's a Sega themed episode for sure. Tommy Tom has come into a lot of great pickups, like insane pickups. He's picked up some incredible Sega stuff and incredible Nintendo stuff, which we're going to go through. We're gonna gawk and dribble
Monster
and be
Hall.
Insanely jealous of what he's got. And we figured that also it will be a nice way to tie in talking about Altered Beast, which is a classic Sega arcade, which is our latest arcade at the bar. But before we do that, just a couple of plugs with what's going on at the bar. Obviously, we have a few events coming up. This Sunday, in fact, we have our Coin Hop event, which is our arcade masterclass and beer tasting event, which happens on Sundays. This Sunday, it kicks off at 1 o'clock, and our brewery this Sunday is New England Brewing, who are in a New South Wales-based brewery, and they're bringing some fantastic beers. If you like your dark beers, we've got a couple of incredible dark beers. If you like your IPAs, it's a really good IPA. They're going to be coming along and talking about their beers and treating everybody to great beers, and we are having a masterclass on the classic Time Crisis 2. Which is one of the most popular games that we have on the floor of 89. And Rob and James, who are two regulars in the bar, who are currently training to take on the 2-player world record on Time Crisis 2, are going to be giving us the masterclass. So these guys know their way around that game. They know all the tricks of getting a high score. So it'll be a really good Really good event, really good beers. New England's a great brewery and a really good game. And if you've always wanted to know how to basically get the highest score, there's so many little tricks and cheats, from headshots to this little guy that pops up every now and again. If you can get him, you get a bonus like 10,000 points. There's some really amazing things that we're going to learn about. And then we'll do a competition. Sorry, Tommy.
That's a big cab to have a crack at a world record. That'd be a lot of competition on that one, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely, especially the two-player co-op. But then again, we're in the presence of greatness, because some of us could say that, Wonder Boy was a big arcade to get, right?
Nah, that's a little more niche. Sorry, Steve. I love Wonder Boy, but like Time Crisis is
Wonder Boy was
popular.
low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, just don't die, right? That's the secret.
So just remind me of what the initials of on the leaderboard at Time Crisis 2. Someone's in the bar and wants to check out their scores.
So Robin James used the initials CUM, which I guess abbreviate to cum, maybe. I think that's it. So you ever see cum on the Time Crisis 2 machine?
Oh, what?
Cum City.
Just in the high score table, then that's Robin James, yeah. But it'll be a really good event. So if anybody's free this Sunday and wants some beers and learn how to play Time Crisis 2, you can grab your ticket online via Eventbrite, or just rock up on the day and pay on the door. It's $40.
Just remind me, how much a ticket spend?
$40.
Okay, but what does that come with?
Comes with all the beers.
Yeah,
for the beer
all
tasting.
The beers.
All the beers for the.
What
beer
does all
tasting.
the beers involve?
4 beers.
4 beers.
Three schooners and 1 package. And then the other thing is the 989 Arcade Bar is actually on free play for the entire event. Wow. So for those 4 or 5 hours that we're open, you can play all the games on free, as well as doing a masterclass. And if you win the competition,
come along to this one.
Oh, dude, it's really, honestly.
So you're basically just paying for beer. You pay for beer, everything else is free, basically.
Pretty much. Yep. And if you win the competition, you win more beer, you win merchandise. It's a really good event. So
sick.
Yes.
Are there a few tickets left for this one, or?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Okay.
So please come along.
What's the max capacity you've got for coin hops?
For that, I go up to 40 people.
Wow,
that's
that'd be cool if you sold it.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to get there. Events are a bit of a weird thing right now, but if you're free, everybody come along.
Yeah, no, it's
really great.
I'm keen actually. Yeah,
really good fun.
I haven't been to one since the old rebrand.
Oh yeah, the old rebrand, huh? That old chestnut. What else is happening? Obviously, comedy's on every Wednesday.
All right, jump in for a sec. Also, it'd be interesting to watch the guys how they hold the guns, because I was watching them a couple of weeks ago and I was blown away with how they actually hold their guns when they're shooting.
How?
So they don't do the typical trigger finger. They use their
index,
middle finger.
Middle finger,
and they hold their guns like this. I don't know how they do it, and they both
like Spider-Man.
They both do the exact same thing. It's weird.
Essentially, it's a lot of light fingering, which happens.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, that's how they're able to offload.
Lots of practice.
Lots of practice. Yeah. So, but it's a sight to behold. If you're ever in the bar and you see them play, it's like incredible. And you have Tim behind them, kind of like
because everyone, like, I've got friends who are like, oh, I could probably get the Time Crisis world record. It's like, no, you definitely could not, because you have no idea how good the good guys are, and girls probably.
It's an art form.
Next level.
It really is.
It's cool.
That's gonna be really fun. What else? Comedies every Wednesday, which is getting busier and busier. It's a really good night. And we also got a Bubble Bobble competition coming up on Thursday the 31st.
Metal Slug. Is that Metal Slug?
Martin Metal Slug is going to be hosting and running that competition. And it's also sponsored by Hemp Gin, who are a local Sydney-based gin company. So for the price, yeah, man, it's great. They're going to be there. They're going to be... my blue gun needs fixing. It didn't feel right when I was playing it on Friday. Oh, man, those guns have swapped, because I think the pink gun had a problem with it, and now the blue gun's got a problem with it. Unless you're talking about House of the Dead, where somebody actually broke the House of the Dead gun. They snapped it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know how they did that. That's pretty, and it's an original gun as well. Original.
Dude, that sucks.
Or something, or it's been dropped too many times.
No, I think when you get it out of the holster, somebody just did that, and they've just snapped it. I literally fixed it with gaffer tape on Saturday night at the end of the night, just because.
Well, do you know, House of the Dead is that sort of game. It's grungy enough you could almost get away with that.
Well, the
I
fact
don't
that gun doesn't work because it's been
No,
attacked
as long
by a
as it
zombie.
works. As long as it physically works. But if it looks sort of a bit makeshift, as long as it functions, it's probably okay.
My House of Dead 2 cab though is in really good condition.
Yeah, true.
So it kind of
It's
makes
clean,
me
yeah.
sad that it's a little bit busted. But
Yeah, it's a shame. Man. Could you source an original replacement, or is that never going to happen?
no, I'm sure you can buy new old stock somewhere, but
Yeah,
it costs a lot of money. Yeah.
yeah, true. Yeah.
Okay, so no, Time Crisis, pink gun is good, but blue gun is not 100%. All right, I will get that looked at, PCAR 964. I will get
Very
that
important.
looked at. Bubble though. Hemp Gym, for the price of a ticket, you get into the competition. You get a free cocktail. You get to meet the guy who makes Hemp Gym cocktails. We're playing with the format a little bit for this competition as well. We might do a high score one, possibly player versus player. Lots of fun. If you love Bubble, great. Not Bubble. Yeah, Bubble. Then it's going to be a really good event for those kind of players. Like you'll win gin, you'll win bar tabs, you'll win all sorts of stuff if you play in the comp. And Martin's got some really good ideas and plans.
Who's the in-house champion we've currently got for?
That's a bone of contention, I think. Is it Thomas? Does Thomas still have like the highest score? Steve would know.
I think Thomas is still just up there because I don't think
king.
I think Martin's gotten the highest score at home, but I don't think he's done it at the bar yet.
Ah, okay.
Every time we get close, we miss out. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Thomas is still got the lead on that one, unless someone's come in and done another score.
I don't think so.
I doubt it. He's pretty good.
There's a challenge for anybody who wants to do it. Come in and beat Thomas's score because it's been on the board for a while now, I think. So, sorry, I'm just going to mute my mic while I chew. It's really gross, isn't it? I'm sorry.
Should we get started with Tom's pickups, or you're talking some more stuff?
Well, yeah. Would you want to do Alter Beast because we're sort of on an arcade run up?
I got one last thing I want to share. On Tuesday last week, I had this really lovely guy come into the bar. With the borders opening up with Australia taking international travelers again, we're getting more of those kind of wonderful people through the doors. The last 2 years, I've kind of missed that.
Like Top Hat Gamer Man.
Top Hat Gamer Man.
And Lady Decade.
And Lady Decade, yeah, they
Before
were
she
in.
was
Well, that
Lady
was
Decade.
years ago. But no, we're getting a lot of international travelers coming in because people hear about the bar and the barcade and all that kind of stuff. And people are in the scene kind of find us out. And this German guy came in and he was hanging at the bar for ages. And I didn't realize that the reason why Germany doesn't have real arcade bars or anything like that, because they don't, is because arcades in Germany are seen as gambling machines. And so you can't really put them in a bar situation where I can't remember why you couldn't put them in a bar situation because I was like, oh, it's an over 18s thing. But apparently, no, booze and arcades are not allowed in Germany. So this guy was like, came to Sydney looking for like retro arcade stuff and basically found us and the museum at the Gamesman, and that was it.
Nice.
I was like, oh. But when I was chatting to him, he showed me this wonderful thing because we got talking about like collecting and talking about, you know, how we arrange our collections or keep our collections in order and how we, actually, have a list of what we own. And I don't know about you guys. I've got this really crappy Excel spreadsheet that I keep of all the games I've got, and I keep all the prices I pay for them, all that kind of stuff. But I haven't got anything that's on my phone. So he showed me this website, which is called Retro Place. Retro Place, so as in a place and then retro. It's a really simple website to use, but it's like a community. It's like .com, by the way, so retroplace.com. And it's like a marketplace, but it's also like a place where you can keep a list of your games. So you might not be able to see this, but this is the wonderful thing. So I've basically got a profile on this, which is really cool. But at the bottom here, you can see there's some options on what you can do for your collection. And in the very bottom, which would be screen. Oh, come on. Which would be screen left, if I can. Oh, right. Sorry. There's a barcode scanner. So what you can do to put your game collection in is, turn your camera on like this on your phone.
Yeah.
Get a game.
Damn.
And then you can just scan in the barcode.
Well, sorry, Ben, can you assist me?
See what I can do. So look, I hold on, let me try it in a second. But look, so I did that. I did that, and obviously, look, the games come up on the phone, and then you just add that into your collection. So then,
Wow.
you know, you just basically scan all your barcodes on your games, and then when you go to your profile, and then you go down to the bottom,
You have $47,000 worth of video games.
I know,
Well done,
right?
Ben.
Then it breaks it up into systems like this, and then it shows you how many games. So I've scanned in 54 of my 200 NES games because I've got a problem.
Barely started.
But you can see, and then it's great because like these are all the PC Engine games I own, and it means that it's in my pocket. I can just go through, and then I know what I've got. So
does it put a
eBay,
value on them? Is there any of the financial?
It puts a value on them in like the weird thing is some games, because it's a community, some people already kind of earmarked what games they want to buy.
Yeah.
So for instance, when I scanned a couple of NES games in, it suddenly went
two
people have made an offer on it, and I'm like, what? I've just put it in here,
but I'm not selling it.
Yeah, and then obviously people are after it, so it's well worth your time. So retroplace.com. So I'm going to put my entire collection in this just so I can have it on my phone and go, oh yeah, I've got X, Y, Z, and then when I'm having a chat with somebody, I can go, oh yeah, I've got this, and this. So retroplace.com. So I thank you to that.
Because when you start forgetting what games you actually have, that's when you know you have a problem.
Exactly, especially when you're on eBay or something, where you're talking to somebody, you go, oh, I think I've got a copy of that. I don't know, maybe.
Turns out is that also when Marnie's like, how much have you spent on your games, Ben? You're like, oh, I've spent this much, but look, it's worth this much. We've made our money.
It's an investment.
It's exactly how you that's exactly how you get around that issue. Oh, okay, all right. That's everything. Sorry, we're now 20 minutes in. I've just warbled on about all that kind of stuff. So, shall we start with Alter Beast, or shall we go through your pickups, Tommy?
There's a lot of pickups. I don't know.
I want to go through your pickups.
Ooh. Well, we could split. We could do some, and then we can maybe segue into Alter Beast, and we can come back and do the rest. There's quite a few. Okay. And just for context, this is only the Sega stuff. I've taken all the Nintendo stuff out of the box. It's probably about half Nintendo and Sega stuff. And this is all in the last month or so. I've kind of just random. It was quite funny, Ben, when we did that. The Ivan Reitman. I think I went off topic for a little bit, and I was, of course, started talking about retro collecting and games and all that stuff. And I was like, "Oh, the market's so difficult at the moment. You know, people are throwing in the towel." And a lot of big YouTube collectors are sort of saying, "I'm not collecting anymore. I'm selling up," or because people are getting very frustrated by the prices and how competitive it is to get in now and stuff. So, and I was starting to feel that a little bit myself, going, "Oh, I'll never get a good score again. I'll just have to go to eBay and pay top dollar sort of thing." Anyway. I randomly find on Facebook Marketplace 2 lots in a week or thereabouts, which are the best lots I've ever found in my life of 6-7 years of collecting. And I was just like, I think I jinxed myself in a good way in that last pod by saying, oh, the market's just so terrible and competitive. And then all of a sudden I had a bit of run of luck. So done pretty well. And I paid a bit of money, but compared to what you're about to see, I got a very, very nice deal. So, do you want me to start just a bit of a lucky dip? I thought I'll just randomly fish through the box and
let's see.
Is that cool? Okay, drum roll.
Is it all Sega Mega Drive stuff, or is it?
It's a lot of Mega Drive. Yeah, there's not much Master System at all, actually. Although there is. I just pulled it up before. I've got this lovely, clean, minty Sega Games catalog, Master System 2. All just such nice condition. See, I really love the paperwork that come with the consoles and stuff. I think it's part of not just collecting the games themselves, but having the manuals, the catalogs, all that stuff really sort of is part of the aesthetic and the nostalgia of it all. And there you go, there's a nice little Altered Beast image there. Power up, Altered Beast. It's not that great on Master System, I don't think. It's a bit basic. But so yeah, that's a cool little catalog, that one. Now let's do a lucky dip. So we'll start with, this is quite cool. I actually hadn't heard of this. Ben, this is very you, I think, this sort of a title.
I've heard of it, but I've never played it. It's a Codemasters game.
It's like an adventure sort of side scroller. I think it's a bit of a rarity. It's a Data East, I think. Codemasters.
For people listening to us rather than watching, Tom's got a copy of a game called Havoc.
Oh, sorry. Yes, of course. The Skull and Crossbones.
Skull and Crossbones, man. What's it say on the back of the box? Back of the box.
Do you want me to do the pirate voice? Or...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on. Let's do the pirate voice.
Avast ye mateys, jump aboard and set a sail on an adventure to a magical land of dastardly pirates and buried treasure. A treasure that could make its owner the ruler of the world, the mighty lost gem Esmeralda, etc. So gamers play dashing Captain Havoc on a bold and fearless quest to rescue their captured friends, Tide and Bridget, from Bernard the Brutal, the most ruthless and wretched scourge of the Seven Seas. It's a race against black-hearted Bernard and his heinous henchmen who will stop at nothing to defeat Captain Havoc. So, 8 meg cartridge, challenging levels from snow-covered mountaintops to underground caverns, 3 difficulty settings, hundreds of diamonds and treasures to collect, mysterious hidden areas to explore, numerous power-ups to discover, amazing music and sound effects. And I must say, the graphics on this title, if you can see the screenshot, very impressive. It's a pretty it's a bit of a niche title, but I feel like it's got quite high production value. I'm surprised you don't have it, Ben. It's a nice ticket. It's in one of those slightly oversized Mega Drive boxes as well.
Oh man, yeah, because the Codemasters cartridges, they loved that whole circular kind of like everything.
Like the EA, I think the Micro Machines is like that or something. Like,
yep, Micro Machines just like that. Yep.
Yeah. And it has a nice oversized mint condition manual. It's just beautiful. The condition is, you can probably already see on this stuff, is
what was the name of the villain again? Bernard the
Brutal.
The Brutal. I mean, like, if it wasn't a kid's day game, it would have been great. Bernard the Bastard.
It looks a bit dark. Like, it doesn't look very kid friendly. It's pretly intense sort of cover. But
that's attractive to 14-year-old boys and mid-30s men.
Alan Don'ts makes me think of I had a mental blank.
Pirates?
No, the movie The Goonies.
The Goonies. Yeah, the Goonies. Never say die. Oh man, that's great. Yeah, that looks awesome. That is in tip-top condition as well.
It's beautiful.
Is this all from the same lot that we're seeing?
Couple of exceptions, but pretty much the same person. Who was a lovely lady, and this is all her childhood stuff. So when I got it, she was like, "Oh, you seem like you really love all these games." And this was from my childhood. My grandma got me all this stuff because I was an only child. And if I did all my chores and was really well behaved, she'd buy me more games. And she said she looked after them really well and sort of enjoyed them. And it felt really nice actually finding a new home of someone who valued them in their childhood. So
somebody's not just going to whack them back on eBay.
No, look, there's a couple of doubles. There's a couple I've already got, which I will on-sell. And there's a few consoles, which we'll get to, which I already have. So I'll probably flip those. But the vast majority of the stuff I will keep. And I'll take a lot of pride in it in my collection. A bit of a silver box.
Oh, Mario's Magical. Now, this isn't Soccer Kid for the Mega Drive, is it? Did they do a reskin for...
It might be.
Because I had Soccer Kid on the Amiga, which is actually a really fun game, but I can't see
Soccer Kid.
So this is called. What's the name of the title again? It's called
Marco's Magic Football.
Marco's Magic Football. It sounds like it probably is, but that if it is, and that's a really good game. Basically,
it's 2D though. It's a 2D.
2D side scroller. Marco's Magic Football.
Yeah.
If it is that, then it's great because, like, basically you're using your football as a projectile, pretty much, which bounces back.
Box.
Oh no, it doesn't look like a reskin. It might be its own thing. It probably is just very much like Soccer Kid.
It's quite cool. It's got its original. If you can see in there, it's got its original big W sticker.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
So how
manual. It's a silver box. The silver boxes are quite sought after. There's some of the completists have to get all the silver box. Like there's Shinobi 3 and there's a handful of quite sought after silver box games. Like I've got a couple of others in here, I think. But that one, like I thought it could be more like a FIFA or something, but it's actually not. It's as you say, it's a 2D side scroller with football as a weapon sort of thing. So that's
it's a 16 meg cartridge. Oh my god.
Yeah, true.
16 megabytes. They're not messing around with that one.
Now, next one. This is a double. Gladiators, not a copy, but this might be an upgrade. It's complete again. Nice manual, all complete. Sorry.
So, what was the story behind Global Gladiators? Obviously, McDonald's tie-in, but I can't remember what it was. Because I remember when it came out and everybody was raving about it, and there was a lot of advertising for it and all that kind of stuff. Sponsored by McDonald's, or is it tied in? It's tied in some way, right?
I mean, Global Gladiators, copyright 1992, McDonald's Corporation. following trademarks: the Golden Archers, Ronald McDonald, Global Gladiators, and Mick and Mac.
What's
It's
the
like a
story?
McDonald's game developed by
Yeah.
Virgin. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the story? Back of the box. Back of the box.
Strap on your goo shooter, and whatever the fuck that is, and join Mick and Mac, the global gladiators, on a quest to neutralize the monsters of Slime World, the Mystical Forest, Toxie Town, and Arctic World. Check out the bodacious backgrounds, the 1,250 awesome animation frames, and the most spacious sound around.
Oh my God.
Very 90s. This is like
so they knew what they were doing when they were writing that copy. Strap on your goo shooter. I mean,
I think that's the goo guy.
I remember as a kid, I always wanted to play that game. Like I'd seen it and heard it, and like, I've got to check this game out.
It is a cool cover, hey.
Play it. And then a couple of years ago, I picked it up on Master System. I had one go of it. I plan to go back to it, but
that good was it? See,
it's just one playing. Nope. Yeah, awesome.
Alrighty, I've got a few loose ones, which I'm tempted to keep this one.
Yeah, Mr. Nuts.
Never played it.
That looks nice and clean though.
Do you know what it is? Is it like a Conker's Bad Fur Day or something? What is
I
this?
think it's a side-scrolling platformer, as far as I know. Obviously,
is it with a squirrel? It's a squirrel, isn't it?
It is a squirrel. I think it's late in the Mega Drive's life as well, obviously, because you got the blue label and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, nice. Standard, Echo, loose. I've already got the boxed one, so I'll flip that. The classic, was it 6 and 1?
Oh man, yeah, Columns, Golden Axe. What else we got on there?
They're good games, man. You got to have one of these.
Hang on, yeah. So you got Streets of Rage on there, you know.
Yeah, true.
There's always like a World
Revenge
Cup
of Shinobi
game
as well. The games are good.
Yeah, true. Well, Revenge of Shinobi, yeah, absolutely. Well, that was because Revenge of the Shinobi, Golden Axe, and Columns. That was wasn't it? Revenge of the Shinobi, Monaco GP, and something else that was packed into a 3-cart. Probably Columns. Columns gets thrown into everything.
Yeah.
As does any football game, I find. So that's fun, though. That's fun.
Yeah, I've already got. So I'll probably flip those. Already got all those. Right on cue. Columns.
We already got a copy of that in your multi-cart. So
loose Lion King.
Lion King.
Not a bad game. Have you played
it's a good game.
Yeah, I played Lion King when I was younger. I don't think we ever finished it, but I played it mainly on the SNES because my friend had a SNES, so I didn't have it on the Master
Which is a
System.
completely different game, right?
I thought they were all exactly the same.
I know Aladdin, the two Aladdins are very different. Aladdin on the Mega Drive and Aladdin on the Super Nintendo are different developers, very different. Still good, both good games in their own right. But Lion King, I don't know if it's
I thought it was the same on SNES and Mega Drive.
Someone in the comments will know that.
Yeah, somebody in the comments, please let us know if you've played both of these games. I think they might be
different games, but I could be wrong, and I might be confusing it with, as you said, some of Aladdin, and even was there a Beauty and the Beast? Some of those did, yeah.
There was a Little Mermaid.
For
the Mega Drive and
both.
NES. Yeah, I don't know.
Can't remember Little Mermaid on SNES. It's definitely on Mega Drive.
Little Mermaid's on Nintendo.
It's on the NES, isn't it?
Yeah, probably NES. Yeah, because it was 89, wasn't it? So it's definitely NES era. All right, here we go. Now this
Little Mermaid as well.
Now this I actually didn't get out of this pickup lot. I got off Dustin.
Oh, cool! Is that a light gun game or is it a Zillion 2?
It's a shooter. It's like it's one of those like on a motorbike sort of shooters.
No, that's just a part of the level. It's
Oh, is it?
People rave about Zillion and Zillion 2. Like they say, it's such an
But
awesome
it's a shooter,
game.
right?
No, it's a platformer.
Is it?
Yeah, but the gun that he uses, if you look at the gun closely, it's kind of the same as the light phaser for Master System.
Oh, sick. Yeah, on the front, 100%. Yeah.
So, now it has a mix, like I'm pretty sure the first one, they don't ride the bike, but on the second one it has the bike, and you just go through the screens and solve puzzles and open doors and keys and stuff.
It sort of looked really cool. It was almost like cyberpunk kind of aesthetic.
It gets rave reviews. I think it's based off a Japanese anime show as well.
Sick.
I'm not 100% on what it's called.
Cool. Yeah, no. Dustin said it was a good game, so I took his advice and grabbed it. I think we swapped a couple of VHS tapes and stuff, so I was pretty happy with that. Just keeps going, guys. Got a long way to go.
I never got these classic gold ones. You know, these re-editions of like games and like almost like, you know, when you had a Commodore 64 or something like that, you had the budget title version of the big box games. It's essentially what that is, right? And you get the platinum versions of like the.
But I like this. It's very like mid-90s. This like metal with attitude. Gold collection.
The gold.
It's
the
so
gold
90s.
collection. So Alex in the comments, sorry, very quickly says Lion King is the same for both Mega Drive and SNES, I believe. Brutally hard on both. Yeah, so I think it might just be Aladdin is the
Aladdin's the different one. Yeah. I mean, what a game! Like
Streets of Rage, classic, classic.
So good. How good was that when we did the at upstairs at 89?
We did Streets of Rage with Tom.
Sega John.
That was sick. Yeah, it was great.
We should do something like that again, actually, like just a live stream.
I would love to. We should totally, with all the other ideas we've got, we'll find the time.
That was just fun. That wasn't competitive necessarily. That was just fun. It was just like a bunch of guys just playing. You know?
We just wanted to play it through, didn't we? And just show what it looked like to play through the games. Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
It was a good marathon.
I think was it Martin and I got through this one? Yeah,
that one. Yeah, the first one. Yeah, because I think the second one. Was it the third? It was the third one we didn't get through, and then we got through the fourth one.
Yeah, that was
John speed ran the second one, which was fun. I think that's still. Oh no, it's not anywhere actually. I might put that on YouTube. I think I've got it somewhere.
Now here's a bit of a big. Now because I was getting so excited with all the Sega madness, I was like, I saw this on one of the video game groups on Facebook.
Yeah,
and I love my Sega shooters, and I thought this is one to have. So I grabbed Hellfire.
Yeah.
You heard of this one, guys?
Yeah, man. Side-scrolling shooter, right? Classic.
Yeah.
Has it got the tab? Has it got the tab on the box?
It does. It does.
There we go.
Hang tab ready.
There we are. You see.
It doesn't have a manual though.
It doesn't.
It's
not complete. It's not CIB.
Not complete. It's not CIB, but it's it's a bit of a rarity. So I was happy. I think I paid like $90 for it. So I paid quite a bit, but it's not exactly a common game, this one. So
nice pickup.
Yeah, I actually haven't played it yet, but I'm going to play it later tonight. I've been holding out for this one. Very keen. It's like Christmas, guys. Look at this.
Look at this. Alex Kidd. This classic right there. See, I never got to see Alex Kidd games. I know he was meant to be like a Sega mascot and all that kind of stuff, and you had like him on this packed into the Master System 2, but I just kind of never. I don't know. I found him if I was going to choose something. I mean, Sonic overtook him obviously as a mascot when Sonic came out, but I just find the games. I don't know, especially the Mega Drive one. I like the Master System one because it's a cute 8-bit title, but the 16-bit version, I'm like, oh.
Well, there's all the different. Have you played through like all the Shinobi World one and all those variants of it, Steve?
No, and Cyber World, Steve.
Cyber World.
Yeah, I've played the Alex Kidd in Shinobi World. That's actually pretty cool, but it's heaps different to the actual like Miracle World.
Are you good at it? Because it's a tricky game. Like it's harder than Mario.
I don't think I've finished it yet. I've gotten close. I'm pretty sure Martin can finish it.
I can imagine that's the sort of one. It's not dissimilar to Wonder Boy in terms of gameplay. Like I reckon you could get pretty good at it if you practice.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool game. Like it's weird. It's cool how they just crossed Shinobi because it's got Shinobi kind of elements, and then it's Alex the Kid. But I think they just tried to do too much stuff, and they only really hit the mark with Alex the Kid on Miracle World. That's the one where they just kind of got it all down because that's Enchanted Castle that you got there, I think, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is.
Yeah, and they upgraded the graphics and stuff, but I don't think it had the same style of gameplay. And then there's Alex the Kid. There's Alex the Kid.
It never transitioned to 16-bit, really. It never quite got there.
I don't think it did as well. I could be wrong. But there is an actual Alex the Kid BMX bike game on the Master System.
Is that?
Yeah,
what's
BMX racing game.
What's it called?
Alex the Kid BMX, I think. There's Alex the Kid in High Tech World, which is a reskin of some other Japanese game that's not even like any Alex the Kid game. And then there's Alex the Kid what was the one that was on the arcade first? There was Alex the Kid arcade, and then that was on Master System, but I can't remember what the name of that one was. But it's different again. Like, it's weird. They're all different. But speaking of Alex the Kid, there's some sequels that some people made just out of their own, like some homebrew games. Yeah, there's Alex the Kid in Miracle World 2, which is supposed to be really good, and there's Alex the Kid in Miracle World 3, but it's called Cursor Miracle World, and they built that off the same engine as Miracle World, and they're supposed to be awesome games.
Are they new releases or?
One of 2 is getting re-released. Me, Gav, and Pat are going to pick up a copy.
Yeah, I was about to ask. You guys are going in and grabbing one from Europe or something, aren't you? Or a couple of copies?
Yeah, somebody from France. One of the guys from France that has done it, I think.
Sick.
Hold on, what's this? I'm sorry. What's this? Is this a new Master System game or a new arcade game?
And Alex the Kid 2. Miracle World, the homebrew one. So the sequel, made sequel that Sega should have done.
Yeah. That's great, man.
But, and look, it's in like original style packaging and stuff like that, isn't it? Or
yeah, they've created package, like it's got proper packaging, proper cartridges.
Sick.
You saw those shots of that Voyager, A Sorcerer's Vacation that I got. Like, it's just like as if it was like made from the factory. It's crazy how good quality and like how much pride and effort they put into it. It's amazing.
It is. Sega, it's crazy the level some devotees of Sega go to. Like some of the collections, like that guy on Instagram and stuff, the Sega Collect guy in the UK. I've never seen someone be so meticulous with collecting anything ever. Like the way he is, he'll get every variant. He'll have Alex the Kid in Enchanted World, every single Brazilian, Portuguese, American, every single release of it. He'll have them all, like half a dozen of them laid out. And he has that for like every single Sega game ever made. It's absolutely insane.
Why?
Why not?
So you can look at his phone and say, "I've got this much games."
I know. You can put them into retro place.
It's quite interesting though. Like it's getting into that level where he's picking up the differences between different countries' variants and stuff like that. And I've actually got one in here, and people I'm sure could probably guess, which is an Australian exclusive title, which is a bit of a rarity and quite collectible for that reason. It's not because it's a great game or anything. Sorry?
Is it, I don't know.
Wait, it's the big ticket. It's the big ticket. It's the biggest ticket in the box.
One's cricket?
Nah, mate. They've probably got a UK release, that one. So this is a Oz exclusive. I can actually see it, but I'm going to save it. And I'll whip out.
Oh, it's not AFL, ARL 96.
No, I will distract you, Steve.
Oh, Kung Fu Kid.
The Kung Fu Kid.
Good
That's not an Australian release.
I also got this off Dustin. Another recommendation.
It's a good game. It's a really fun game.
Yeah?
It's a great game.
It's really good.
Is
very
it,
sort of like
getting high school.
It's a bit more advanced than the Ninja, though, isn't it? The Ninja's a bit basic on Master System.
Kung Fu Kid's a pretty basic game. It's a fun game, though. And like I think I pointed out last time we're on the chat, the last boss looks like Lopan from Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, wow.
Stephen,
cool.
we've definitely got to do your idea for the podcast episode, which is like how movies have influenced video games and lookalikes and all that kind of stuff. I think that's a great idea. We'll do it.
Like Kyle Reese in Metal Gear.
Yeah, and obviously Raiden from Mortal Kombat and how he's kind of stolen from Big Trouble in Little China and
like
Contra
stuff. And all this shit, like Schwarzenegger, Rambo,
yeah. Well, there's like 30% of the podcast right there, but I'm sure there's other stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, Kung Fu Kid's great. I remember when I unfortunately sold my Master System collection just because Master System for me, I never grew up with the Master System, even though weirdly enough,
it was huge in the UK.
It's massive, whenever you listen to any UK podcast, retro gaming podcast, they talk about like the Master System very, very fondly. But I was a Commodore 64 kid. Yeah, and I was a computer kid for ages, like Amiga, Commodore 64, all that kind of stuff. And then my first console was a Mega Drive, so I kind of skipped that 8-bit section and I skipped the Master System. But I got one to collect for because I was like, oh, this looks fun. I would like Sonic on it and a few other things. But then I just realized that I just didn't have any special place in my heart. Unlike yourself and Stephen, obviously, who are mad about it, which is great.
Well,
but
I'm more NES. I had a NES. I never had Master Systems. More my friends had it and stuff. So I never quite connected with it on that level, but I still appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to have Kung Fu Kid anyway. That was I really
On
liked
what?
that game.
Commodore?
On the Master System when I actually had when I was collecting for it, because I think I picked that game up for like £6 in a shop somewhere. Yeah, years ago.
How long ago would that have been, Ben? Like, do you think, when you could actually
7
find
years
stuff like
ago?
that?
7, 8 years.
Is that
ago
all?
now. Yeah.
Okay. God, things have moved quick then. If you could get this for
things have moved.
Kung Fu Kid's always pretty cheap because there's a lot of copies floating around, I think.
True. So this would be what, $20-$30 game?
I'd say 25.
I don't think I paid much for it when I bought it a couple of years ago.
Well, that's actually a good thing about Master System. A lot of the titles aren't too bad because it obviously sold very well in Australia. So there's a lot of them around. A lot of the games are like sub $30.
Yeah.
Have you had a look at Street Fighter 2 on the Master System?
I've actually
did they
yeah, two. I've got one. I've got Street Fighter, Streets of Rage. Sorry, one.
No, Street Fighter.
Has somebody done a homebrew of it? Have they done a homebrew?
No, it got released in Brazil. So
of course, it got released in Brazil.
I was actually reading up on it, and
in 1998,
in 2005,
Brazil's the old bizarro world where Master System ruled and Nintendo didn't. When they were making it, they made it on the Master System, and when they showed the Capcom people, and they showed them on a Master System, but they didn't use the Master System controller. They used the Mega Drive 6-button controller, and they showed the executives, and they were so blown away by it that they gave them approval to release it on Master System.
That's fun. So that must go for a fair penny now, right? If you want to get a copy of it, because if it was only released in Brazil,
like 500.
Probably, possibly. I don't know off the top of my head, but it
sounds like I'll buy 2.
I'm not gonna buy it.
I'll just find one in the wild.
I'll just get on a plane to Brazil, walk around. I'm sure I'll find one in a market somewhere. That's fine.
But surprisingly, it's like super fast. Like it's super fast gameplay for the Master System, whereas Mortal Kombat 3 on Master System is a piece of shit that is so slow.
Mortal Kombat 3 Master System. What?
Yeah, crazy.
Anyway,
okay, what's next? What's next?
Now this.
ARL 96.
Sorry?
Is it the Australian release? ARL 96?
No, that's not what I got. Now this thing, I love this thing. I've been wanting one of these for a while.
Oh yeah. I had one of those when I was a kid.
Sonic the Hedgehog poster. I'm pretty sure I've got one of those at the bar somewhere.
The other side.
Because it has all these, because it has all those on the back. I'm pretty sure I've got this at the bar. It's great. I love these posters, all the games on. It gives me a wonderful pang of nostalgia.
I know. I just love that image. It's so iconic.
Have you seen? I think Steven shared this, but have you seen the poster for Sonic 2 and how they've mimicked the classic Sonic 2 box art from the Mega Drive? I love that. How good is that? It's almost like the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie when they had to redesign Sonic and go, oh shit, maybe we should listen to the fans. And now they're like, okay, guys, we get it. The closer we can get it to the games, the happier you'll be. And it's like, well, it's Sonic. I mean, that's
what a no-brainer that is.
I know.
My God,
crazy, right? Crazy.
I
really want to go.
The first one was all right, so it could.
Yeah,
I think they'll probably make it. Yeah, the second one might even improve on it. So there's potential there.
Hopefully.
Now more paperwork. So it's just, as I was saying before, it's so nice just having all this sort of Master System paperwork, all in great condition.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Australian exclusive? You got me intrigued.
Yeah, Stephen wants you to cut straight to the chase here, Tommy. Yeah. Stop teasing him. Stop teasing him with pieces of paper. Just get to it.
Come on, I've got warrants.
This isn't our first date, Tom. You don't have to.
Randomly got this manual. I've got a Mega Drive 2 instruction booklet manual. Now, all right, I'll give you a big ticket. Maybe not the biggest ticket, but I'm going to drop in a big fat ticket right now. Boom.
Yeah. Nice.
That is
is it just called Dark Water? Or is it called Pirates of Dark Waters? It is
Pirates of Dark Water.
Yeah. So this is an arcade port.
Another pirate game.
Yeah, it's side-scrolling beat 'em up, I believe. And I don't know. Platformer. Oh, and I don't know if it's made by, because it looks very Sunset Riders. Is it Konami or is it?
No, it's Sunsoft.
It's Sunsoft. Yeah. Wow.
Beautiful. Yeah. This one got me very excited when I found it. So the condition is just
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
great. Look at that, it's lovely.
Minter, like absolutely, it's a rarity. It's a real rarity. This game. The Sunsoft games in general are quite rare, hard to come by. But this in particular is one of the really sought after ones.
Good
I just
work.
love that art, man. It's not a bad game, to be honest. It's actually quite fun.
What so back of the box? What's the story? Back of the box.
So this was actually a kids' TV show that ran for about 5 episodes and then got canned. But
holy crap!
There actually was. It was like a mid-90s cartoon that no one really watched. Never took off. But they got the rights. I think it's Iguana Entertainment. Someone got the rights for the cartoon to do a video game and assumed it was going to be the successful TV show and wasn't. But it became a bit of a rarity as a game because they developed a Mega Drive game for it. It was a console exclusive, I think. But just check out that artwork. It's so cool. Sail from island to island as one of 3 warrior heroes. Become Ren, the young heir to the throne and leader of the quest. Or choose Tula, the spirited heroine whose skills are as dazzling as her beauty. Or Loz, the fortune-hunting ex-pirate who's ready for action. Very cool. So I'm super chuffed with that one.
I think I actually might have seen those episodes as a kid.
Oh, really? You're one of the handful of people who actually watched it.
I think so, because I just had a look and there's that little bird thing that looks like it's in the cartoon. It looks vaguely familiar.
That's great.
Cool.
You didn't read it in the pirate voice, though, Tom.
Sorry.
Missed a trick.
Sorry, me hearties.
your two pirate games. So this lady must have been a pirate fan for her to have 2 pirate themed games. You know what I mean?
She had a good story about this one. This is very dense.
This is great. Yeah, Zombies. So this is Zombies Ate My Neighbor, which was abbreviated, I think, to Zombies on the Mega Drive, but it's called Zombies Ate My Neighbor on the Super Nintendo. But it's great.
Yeah,
it's an isometric running around, sort of saving your neighbors from zombies, and it's gorgeous. It's a really great game, and that's a lovely copy.
I mean, it's Konami.
It's great. I love Konami games.
So this is an ex-rental, and the lady said she's like, I really love this game so much. And we always used to keep going back to Civic Video, wherever it was, probably whatever suburb. So Civic Video, 2-player game, action adventure. They put their little labels on it and stuff.
Yeah.
And she said, we pretended we'd lost it. So we had to forfeit that fee for lost property, but we just kept it because it was we kept rehiring it and loved it that much. We just had to pretend, sorry, Civic Video, we lost the copy. We'll just pay the fee. And here it is.
Not me.
How much was the fee? I mean, if she rented it that much and then she paid the fee, she probably bought the game.
Probably could have just gone and bought a copy, but it was it's here now. Let's just pay it and keep it. But they probably had a saved game on it or something. But
well, that's lovely. That's a good one for the.
That's a cool one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep digging.
Just on that, I'm just gonna distract for a second, but just based off what that other person did, I didn't do that with this.
What's that?
Uh-oh.
What's he doing?
Sexy Steve.
Cannibal the Musical. Is that a VHS? It is a VHS.
Hey.
Oh, and it's from okay. So you stole that from Civic Video. You pinched it.
No, I paid for it. The lost fee.
How much was the lost fee? Out of interest, how much did they charge?
I think it was like $10 or $20. And I don't know if anyone actually got to hire it before I did. But that was the old Civic Video in Newtown that's no longer there.
Because you realise those ex-rental tapes cost video stores between $80 and $110 to stock per tape back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
They'd make that up pretty quickly at, $4 a night rental. But still, it's a bit of an outlay. If some dickhead just pinched it straight away, that's over $100 in 1980s money gone.
Yeah, and especially because those tapes were, no word of a lie, they were actually higher quality than sell-through tapes.
They are. The grade of the tape is higher grade because it had to withstand so much playback.
Exactly.
The other side of that coin is if you get them now, and you can see there's a few behind me, a lot of them have been played a lot, and funnily enough, the playback has been a bit worn out, whereas sell-throughs, they're worth nothing, but they actually often haven't been played barely ever. So the playback is still quite good, ironically, even though they're worth nothing.
Yeah, true.
Unless they had a special part that you just had to rewind.
Paused.
a few
Yeah,
times.
like
Yeah.
Basic Instinct, where basically, Basic Instinct, the famous
Instinct.
scene that always the tracking suddenly goes as Sharon Stone uncrosses her legs. Like it's famous for that.
There we go.
There
Got
we
a
go.
platinum.
There's another
So it's
platinum.
interesting. I didn't really know this is platinum and Streets of Rage was gold. Don't know what that was about. I mean, maybe this is just no. This isn't a better game. Streets of Rage is a great game, so it must have just been a timing thing. But again, this is the Metal with Attitude series.
Yeah.
And this is Is this the harder version than the like a harder than SNES game?
I don't know if it's harder. I preferred this version, the Mega Drive version, over the SNES purely because it looked more like the cartoon and animated more. And the animation,
fantastic.
I think actually some of the Disney animators actually worked on that game, which is why it looks so good and the animation's so great.
I played this as a kid and absolutely loved it. I'd say it's one of the best 2D movie tie-in games ever.
Yeah,
fantastic platform.
Yeah. Alex in the comments is saying number of copies sold at the time, maybe. Yeah, possibly. I think Streets of Rage probably sold more copies than Aladdin, so therefore it was a gold.
That's probably it. Hey.
Yeah, like a gold record. Yeah, absolutely, Stephen. Like a gold record and a platinum record.
Yeah,
so,
of course. That's so
that links
cool.
in quite well. Alex, you're smarter than the three of us
what
together.
A clever guy.
So this is a football game, Hurricanes from US Gold.
Yeah, it is. Haven't played this one yet, but this is your only weapon, a football. So it's another 2D platformer.
Oh, really? It's not like it's not. Oh, so it's not actually it's not a football game.
It's not a FIFA. You know, it's.
I used to think that Soccer Kid was such an original idea. We've got two other games that are pretty much the same thing.
So it says, so you thought footballs were for playing with? Think again. Embark on a roller coaster journey in this platform adventure through eerie mining towns, terrifying temples, deadly forests, and infested jungles. All this to reach the stadium and your only weapon, a football. So it looks quite. I'm going to give this a go. It looks quite fun. I'm undecided as to whether to keep or sell that one, but it's actually. No, I'll probably keep this. It's nice.
It's good. Yeah, good on the shelf.
Because I thought it was like a bad FIFA, and I was like, oh, I'll sell that. But now I'm like, no, it's a platform. I think I'll keep it.
Something a bit different. Do you reckon the copywriter wanted to lose the word football in the original? What's the first line where it says you thought balls were for playing with? A bit like the Global Warriors, and it's like strap on your. What was it? Your
blast
stick?
shooter.
Your goo shooter.
Goo shooter. Yeah.
Anything they can slip in to make it a little bit naughty. What's next, Tom? What's next?
Another platinum.
Australian special release.
Yeah.
Now,
Sonic
it's funny,
and Knuckles.
You never see copies of this in its original form because it's one of the very few. I can't think. It's the only one I think of. Mega Drive games that was released in a cardboard box.
I sold mine at one of the
really?
retro markets. Yeah, I had an original cardboard box. I didn't play it. I did keep myself afterwards because I had a really nice copy.
Isn't it like a cartridge you can plug in your original Sonic cartridge?
Let's get it out, Steve.
Yep, absolutely, man. There it is.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. You get a Mega CD 1, a Mega Drive 1, a 32X, Sonic and Knuckles, and then you stick Sonic 3 on top. It's just this mishmash. It's like stacked of all this ridiculous Sega
Tower of Power.
The Tower of Power.
So was the Mega Drive a Decepticon or Autobot?
Oh my god. Hold on. Shano Westy said, wait, really? I had the exact version of Sonic and Knuckles. As in that exact version, as in the platinum version or the cardboard version? Shane?
Everyone had the platinum. It's one of those ones.
Hi, baby. If you've got the cardboard one, Shane, and it's in really good condition, then you're absolutely sitting on something that will be worth
well over 100.
Fair money.
Well over 100.
Shano says, I used to love popping other cartridges into the top of the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge and play the bonus stages. So
what other game? Because I know Sonic 2 and 3 you could play. But...
Naked baby alert, sorry. I think this camera's positioned in a way we're not going to see. There we go, it's fine. Okay, carry on talking between yourselves.
But what a fan. Yeah, it's actually in a VHS box. It's literally a VHS box. It's just how it came. But yeah, fantastic game. Love that one. But it's interesting. The second Sonic movie, they're already reintroducing Knuckles. So I think they're doing that a bit prematurely, maybe.
The first one at the start when he goes to comes to our realm, isn't he getting chased by Knuckles like
Yeah,
pizza
it's
Knuckleses.
like they're like a clan. They look like a sort of like a woodland clan, and they're all Knucklesies. I love the fact that Idris Elba is playing Knuckles. I'm Knuckles.
Oh, is he?
I'm after
Nice.
Sonic. I'm a warrior. I'm gonna punch ya, Sonic, because I'm Idris Elba. That's it.
Here we
That's
go.
exactly. Oh, this is the
Here's
big
another
ticket.
quite big ticket.
Oh no, it's a big ticket.
Sorry, the Acrobat.
Two.
You know it, Steve?
Yeah, I think I played the first one. I may have played the second one, but
Okay.
was Arrow the Acrobat on SNES as well, or is it only on Mega
Ooh.
Drive? Or am I getting confused with another game?
Good question.
Possibly on Super Nintendo, but that's a sequel, and that's another late in the life Mega Drive game as well.
It is, yeah.
Blue spine ones. They are worth
1994.
a little bit more. Yeah, because when did was it 95 or 96? 95 where it started? They kind of
Saturn was
Yeah,
95. I think Saturn was 95.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's no wonder that's probably worth a bob or two. But again, lovely condition, and another Sunsoft game as well.
Exactly. Well, this is my little Sunsoft lot.
Yeah, nice.
That's why it blew me away. I'm like, how can I end up with all these Sunsoft games in mint condition out of one lot? This will never happen again. It's insane because they're rare.
Back of the box. Back of the box. Back of the box.
Oh, you
What's
want
that
the back of
about?
the box?
Yeah, back of the box.
Okay.
I've never heard of it.
What's the Australian
Action you can sink your teeth into. The aerialist extreme, Aero the Acrobat, bounds back into the spotlight once again to top the wicked industrialist Edgar Ector. Aero has entered a new realm of enchantment and must now use all his acrobatic powers to foil a criminal plot known as Plan B. Join Aero as he discovers new friends and enemies in a world custom built for his high-flying adventures. Wow, 45 levels of wild acrobatic fun.
Hold on a second. The criminal's plan was Plan B. What was Plan A?
Ha!
That was Aero the Acrobat 1? I don't know.
Oh, possibly. Okay, boys, it's time to enlist Plan
I like
B.
the cover. It's very cool.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Did he do it? Did Aero the Acrobat have any more games, or was this the end of his career?
I have no idea.
I reckon this was
did the villains have a Plan C, a Plan D, E, F, G? Okay, what's next? Are we getting close to your big one?
Now another gold.
Another
Gold
Which
record.
game?
The Oddifants.
What's that? What's the other
Bruno? Okay, so this is Bruno, the baby Oddifant, is in a fix. Father kidnapped by aliens, or so he thinks, as he sets off along a trail of sweets that fell from Dad's briefcase on the way to the office. Before his mission of mercy is over, he must brave a mutant army of toys, plants, and machines. Monsters through baby Otto eyes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. I've never heard of
Platformer.
that one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It'd be nice to have the original edition of it.
I had a little game of it on I've got it on my Mega Drive Mini that I hacked so I could put other games onto it, and that was one of the ones I put on there and had a go of.
Any good?
Oddifants.
Probably, if I decided to.
Oh, you haven't played it yet. You haven't got around to it.
I had a little go of it, but I don't know. Didn't grab me straight away, so I don't.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
This is very you, Steve. This one.
It's a Wonder Boy game.
Is that the arcade port? Is that Dragon's Lair or Monster
Lair? Monster Lair.
Wonder Boy Monster Lair.
So is that the one that's the same as the arcade, or is that show me the picture on the back? No, that's riding.
Just nudge it along. There you go.
Closer.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the arcade one. So is it Monster's Lair? Is it? I thought it was Dragon's.
Nah,
Dragon's
Trap.
Yeah. So Monster's Lair. Yeah, that's the arcade one. So they kind of mixed it back up to make it arcadey again, and actually
it seemed pretty good. I had a quick play. It was fun.
It's funny because you do like your levels where you run along, and then when you get to the end of the level, you're flying on an animal, and it's like a shooter. And then
that's right. Yeah. It's actually really playable.
To the level. Yeah, it's pretty cool because they went from Wonder Boy 1 to Wonder Boy 2, where Wonder Boy 2 was like heaps kind of RPG style.
The graphics are very detailed as well. It's really good.
Kind of went back. There's none of that elements there really. It's a true arcade style game where you get your power ups that run out, and then it's pretty cool. I don't mind it. I've never finished it, but it's a good game.
You got to get a world record now. Nah, come on.
Just Wonder Boy 1 on every single port version, anything that Steven's going to get the world record on.
Yeah,
First
true.
Wonder Boy. Okay, tell me what's next.
Bubble and Squeak in it.
Bubble and Squeak. Lovely. Look at that. This is a great haul, man. Another Sunsoft.
Yeah, man. Mint condition. Beautiful.
That's great.
Pretty basic game, but yeah, it's a good one to have.
Yep. Cool.
You want me to read the back or keep moving?
Is it they keep moving? But like, I think that's like an Amiga game, wasn't it? Was that one of these weird ports from the from Amiga to Mega Drive? Maybe.
We're on a bit of a Sunsoft roll here because now we've got Zero, the kamikaze squirrel.
Awesome. I had an opportunity to buy this a couple of years ago and I didn't. I kind of kicked myself because that one is going up in price. But that's another side-scrolling platform game, right?
Yep.
Yep. Lovely.
It's
I think
it's not dissimilar to Era the Acrobat, really. It's just
right.
They kept trying to do all these silly like attempts at 1990s mascot characters.
Yeah, exactly. Too cutesy.
Anthropomorphic.
Even though, look, he's got a shuriken on the front, which is that's a thing in itself, like throwing stars.
It's actually pretty cool.
That was they were outlawed in the 80s. Obviously, in the
Which
90s, they're like, fine, throwing stars, shurikens.
Yeah.
They're just front and center. Only in the UK, I know, right? Because we love throwing shurikens at each other in the UK.
Shurikens.
In Europe, that's what we do. Throwing stars. We just love to impale each other in the eye with shurikens. How many more, Tommy?
How funny was that?
I don't need to show off the. So I've got two Mega Drive 2s, the console. I've got a Master System 2.
Oh, nice.
I don't need to show those. In terms of the games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, let's do it.
Rattle the names off. Just go. One, two, they say the names.
Say the names.
No.
Come on, please speak them out. Come on.
Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog on the Master 2 on the Master System. That's a classic. I really like the first Sonic the Hedgehog on the Master System. I have to say, it's its own thing. That was the great thing about the Sonic the Hedgehog games on the Master System. They were their own things. They weren't like ports of the Mega Drive version. They were.
Well, you fly a hang glider in Sonic 2 on the Master System.
Yeah, that's quite a big ticket, this one. It's a bit of a rarity.
Time Killers. What is that?
It's like a bad Mortal, like really budget, like mixed between like Mortal Kombat and Clay Fighter or something. It's just a shit fighting game.
But like Clay Fighter, it wasn't like scanned in clay graphics, was it? Or was it cartoony?
No, but
like it's so
I say that just because the graphics are shit. Like it's just, it's mediocre. It's mediocre as anything. But but it's a bit of an oddity and a rarity, and the cover art's fantastic. So cool.
Yeah, nice.
So that I'm very proud to have that. It's the guy with the chainsaw. Like, how cool is it?
I mean, the artwork on the front looks amazing.
Yeah,
but that was always the way. Like terrible game, great artwork. Yeah,
exactly. It's like a VHS. Yeah, like an amazing cover art. It's awesome. It's just a shelfie. Like it's a shit game, but I'll definitely keep it as a shelfie.
Yeah.
Classic.
Rocket Knight Adventures.
I love this game. Rocket Knight Adventures is fantastic.
But this is a double now. This is my second copy.
Oh, really?
Nice,
yeah, so. I've got a copy. It's wonderful. Sparks to the sequel goes for a pretty penny nowadays. But Rocket Knight Adventure, is it an echidna? What is the character? What is the actual character?
He's some sort of marsupial mouse or something.
Mousy sort of creature. But like the game is great. Like it's the
graphics are insane.
So good. For a late Mega Drive game. If you've not played this, everybody's watching and listening, you should definitely give it a go. Rocket Knight Adventures. It's fantastic. The music, the graphics. It is a side-scrolling platform game, but they've got this little mechanics where you've got a jetpack, which has got a short like range and burst.
Very smooth gameplay. Very smooth.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a lot of parallax scrolling, big sprites, cutesy graphics, but very, 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 very good.
So it's 1993, this one. I think Sparkster would be very late. That'd be 94, 95.
Yeah.
Sparkster.
But really, really cute. So if you ever see this in the wild,
value, like this one.
Yeah, it's a shame it doesn't get as much love as it should.
It doesn't. See, Konami went big on this title. Like, there's a lot of levels, a lot of detail in the graphics, a lot of gameplay. It's a very finessed game, but never really fully caught on. But it's a collector's sort of favorite.
Yeah, it's great. If you can get yourself a copy, get yourself a copy. You would not be disappointed.
This is a fun game. This is nostalgic. I always enjoyed this. It was always just a fun Fun title.
Well, the Disney games were great on the Mega Drive. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
all the Disney games were fantastic on the Mega
The
Drive. They look
animation
great.
just translated so well into 16-bit.
Yeah, and the colorful, you know, the fact that all the music from the movies got in there, all the characters.
All the games they did really well.
Sorry, Stephen. Sorry.
All the Disney games, they did that really well because you got
It's
like
true.
Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse.
Oh, Quackshot. Quackshot's so
they're all
good.
really great games.
Yeah. Oh, it's true. Yeah,
Tailspin.
Miracle World, Tailspin. Yeah, really good. Really good.
Some of the Mickey Mouse stuff. Oh, Castle of Illusion. Like
Castle of Illusion.
It's amazing. Yeah. Castle and World, they're so good. Yeah.
Alrighty, only got 4 left. And this one's for you, Sexy Steve.
This is what when it comes to the Master System, oh my god. I mean, like, what were they doing with box art for the Master System?
No, it was sick.
I mean, yeah, it's sick now when you're in your, you know, older in life, but when you're a kid, it's just so sort of like, it looks like basically jotting paper, like design paper, where somebody's just done a little doodle in the side. Like, it's very stylized.
It's become so iconic, but I know what you're saying. It's basic.
Yeah, you put that next to like the Jungle Book, which I know was released on a different system, different time, but like, you know, it's just worlds apart. Even NES games, you know what I mean? Like NES games, the boxes and everything, and the artwork. Like,
but because of this style, it's made them so iconic and so collectible because they have that uniformity almost. You know, like
although they do have their value don't usually that good on those ones.
No, true. Wonder Boy.
But I tell you, Steve, like, I can see why I went for a world record on this because it's just such a playable game. You can replay over and over. A lot of these games, like, you love them, you kind of get bored fairly easily. This one, you really can keep going back to. Like, it's a lot of replay value.
Definitely. It's like the best port there is of Wonder Boy on any console.
And the feel is great. Like, I love the arcade, but like having the control, it just feels so effortless to play.
Yeah, and they got levels that aren't in the arcade. And
really?
So there's actual levels that aren't even in the arcade. So it's got like standalone brand new levels, which is awesome. It's so sick. It's actually got 10 stages, which is the 10th is the secret instead of 8 stages that's on the arcade.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, a lot of console ports did that. A lot of NES games did that. So the NES version of Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, has like 4 extra stages or maybe 2 extra stages.
Crazy. You'd almost think the console be the watered down one. Like, that's
because they wanted to plump it up, right? Because an average arcade game is meant to last like 20-25 minutes for you to complete.
Oh, yeah, true.
But if you spent, like, I don't know how much these games were back in the day, but like you bought that and it, 25 minutes, parents would be like, oh my God, I did not get the bang out of my buck for this bloody game. You know what I mean? So that's why they added extra stuff in, which is great. If you take something like Turtles in Time, for instance, the arcade game, and you take the 2 ports, you take Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo, and you take Turtles, it's called the Hyperstone Heist on the Mega Drive. The Mega Drive, they went completely different on some stages. They added like brand new stages in, which actually elevated the game a little bit because you had like characters from the movies that you didn't see in the video games, which was really good. Like Shredder's his right-hand man in the movie, the original film, he actually is a boss in the Hyperstone Heist. And you don't have that in the arcade or the Super Nintendo. Yeah, it's great. Those kind of little changes.
Little bald guy.
Yeah, the guy goes,
and Casey hits him in the balls, or does he?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, and then he hits him in the face with the golf club. Do you remember that? And then the guy goes flying. Oh, 90s film.
Classic.
So good. All right, what's next? Dun, dun, dun. Primal Rage. What a game.
This was a game. This is one of those games that was ported to everything. Like, it was that, I think it was that moment in time where, like, there had been no more, there'd never been a moment in time than, like, 95, 96 or whatever it was, where every major Japanese company had a console. NEC, Panasonic, 3DO, Atari, Nintendo, Sega. Sega had 2 at once. Sony just getting into the game. 3DO, everything, you know, like Virtual Boy. It was out of control. There was about 50 different. I think the only platform this didn't come out on was Virtual Boy. Everything else, maybe there's probably even a Game Boy version of this. It's like, it was insane. It was ported to like 12 different things.
Version.
It probably is in Brazil, Steve. It was seriously like such a poor, and I don't think it was on 32X, Mega Drive, Master System, probably, like just everything. Mega CD almost, like maybe not Mega CD, but there were so many different versions, and I don't think any of them were particularly good. I mean, the arcade wasn't even that fancy. It was a cool arcade, like had a lot of like mid-90s cool factor, but it just wasn't as good as Mortal Kombat. Even though it was trying to be Mortal Kombat with dinosaurs, it wasn't. The gameplay just wasn't there.
Yeah, but that's a nice copy you got there. It's nice and minty looking.
Yeah, I love the cover art. I love the idea of it, but it's not the best game in reality.
Yeah, it didn't execute as quite.
Would you ever get the cab if you saw it, Ben?
No, man.
No.
I mean, we've got Killer Instinct coming in. I think we're going to be pretty. I think we're going to be pretty good for fighting games for a bit. And we now have Street Fighter 2 Turbo as well, which is pretty great. And I've just got a copy of Tekken Tag Tournament. So we've got our beat 'em ups are getting a bit better in the bar.
Sick.
Not that we've got not a great lineup of those already, but I think
What's Tekken Tag? Is that on the Astro
Arcade?
City?
Yeah, it'll be in the Astro City. So eventually, I've got.
One, is it?
Sorry.
That's not the big massive one like John has.
John's got like a Viper cab, which is like one of those wonderful big generic sort of fighting cabinets where you can put pretty much any fighting game you want in. But yeah, I don't think Tekken Tag. I don't know. It must have had a dedicated cabinet, but it wouldn't be a Viper cab like John's got. I must say though, I really enjoyed playing Tekken Tag on John's cabinet. It's perfect cabinet for Tekken Tag. Nice.
Is this Rumble in the West or?
Yeah. John had it at the Rumble in the West event. But yeah, Killer Instinct, man. That's all you need in the arcade. You don't need Primal Rage. Okay, what's next?
Second last.
RoboCop 3.
RoboCop.
That game sucks.
No, it's all right. It's
hard. It sucks. I had it. I've got a shitty copy. I got rid of it. I was like,
it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it's nah.
It's no RoboCop versus Terminator.
Exactly, Steve. That's it. Especially on the Mega Drive, because the Mega Drive, the best RoboCop game on the Mega Drive is RoboCop versus Terminator, hands down. Yeah. You got a copy of that, Tommy? You got a copy?
I do. I do somewhere. Yeah.
I mean, it's a nice one to have.
Copy on Master System.
Have you?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I haven't got it yet, but I've been watching. I want to get one.
Hey.
Just lurking on eBay, going, "Oh, do I bid now? No, 30 seconds, 20 seconds." 10 seconds. Bid. Got it.
Shit,
Missed it. Oh, somebody put down $20 buffer on that thing. Anyway, yeah, cool, man.
Quite a big ticket, actually. I think this is like $100 game now. Like
I've got a really shitty knackered copy of it, which not minty at all. But I just think.
Well, Benny, I think this is now a double. So.
No, I'm good.
Might be offloading another.
So the real question is, do you have a copy of Michael Jackson's Moonwalker?
I do.
So do you?
I do.
You do?
Not here, but
yeah, you got to. If you have a Mega Drive or a Master System, you got to have those games, right?
I don't have it on Master System, just Mega Drive.
Yeah, well, one of the two.
Well, we've saved the biggest ticket till last. Any guesses? Any other guesses?
The Punisher.
Was there an AFL?
That's a big ticket. The Australian exclusive. So the Punisher definitely wasn't the Australian exclusive.
It's either ARL 96 or an AFL game or a possible cricket game.
None of those, Steve. So it's from a studio, or I should say a developer that we've had a few of in succession. And this is a nice little crown, jewel in the crown of that label.
I have no idea.
Who could the developer be?
Well, Sunsoft.
Correct.
It's not. They didn't make like a Andrew Gaze basketball or something, did they?
You're hanging in there for the sports game.
It's right, not Steve? Sports, Steve. Yeah. Think of the theme: Kamikaze Squirrel, Arrow the Acrobat, Bubble and Squeak. Like think of those sort of the theme of these silly, kiddie, cartoony kind of.
Australian centric.
I got no idea.
It's not Australiana. Don't think Australiana. It just happened to be.
Why have they not done a game about drop bears?
It's not a Tasmania game.
Good.
Like
it's nothing unique to Australian geography or culture. In fact, it's more Northern European culture, if you want to look at it that way.
Oh man,
very Northern European. It's about as north as you can get. In fact, it's so north you're not even in Europe anymore.
Oh man, it's not going to be like this Christmas game, is it? The Christmas. Hey, yeah, there we go. Days before Christmas, people go mad for this. This is crazy, and it's not. It's
Australian release.
Yeah, it's late in the life. Blah 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 blah. But it's not a good game.
It doesn't matter. It's rare as fuck, and people need to complete their collection. So that's why it's very sought after.
That was only released in Australia, really.
It was, and this copy, if you have a look at it, it's got its original Aussie Soft little warranty card. I almost don't want to touch it. It's like brand new condition.
It should be in a museum.
It pretty much should be in a damn museum. It's crazy. Like I literally like lost my mind when I saw. I was like, I can't believe I'm actually like unearthing this. And she's like, oh, somebody just messaged me when you were driving here and said it's worth 700. I'm like, what? I was thinking you're not going to like slug me for more. She's like, oh, but you got here. You seem nice. It's fine. You know, we'll stick at the same price. I was like, oh, thanks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like that's where the morality comes in sometimes with gaming collecting. You're like,
no,
do I do the right thing here? Oh. That's why I can't. Do you watch the Game Chasers on YouTube? Do you ever watch any of their stuff?
Nah, never watched them.
They make me itch sometimes when they pick up because they pick up stuff in flea markets and they know it's worth a lot, and you can just tell that they're just trying to sort of pretend it's not.
Are they flippers?
No, they're collectors, so it goes in their collection. Right. But it just makes me a bit icky. You know, if you pick up something and the person generally has no idea and you don't.
What I don't like, if someone is saying, you know, they've got a fixed price and they don't really know. The thing is, like with this girl, like someone messaged, was obviously butthurt that they missed out on the lot, saying, oh, you do realize that game alone's worth 700. Like I still paid okay money for the lot, but like, yeah, obviously got a great deal at the same time. But she was like, it's actually not about the money. I'm getting some money and I want them to go to a person who's going to enjoy them. And I don't want them to go to a reseller who's going to profit. I want them to go to a collector who sort of is going to enjoy them like I did, you know?
Yeah, so, look after them and all that kind of stuff.
Preserve them for future generations, whatever, you know?
Yeah, that's cool.
What I don't like is when people get a ridiculously good deal and then they haggle off that as if they're not. It's like, now you're being a dick. Like you've already got an amazing deal. Just accept it because that's the sellers put a price on it and it's an absolute winner. Just accept it. Don't haggle off that. Now you're being like very opportunistic.
You know what you should do? Quickly download that app Ben has, scan the barcode, and then see how many offers you get before we finish the podcast.
I guarantee if you did that, there will be like 10, 20 offers already on that.
I can assure you this is not for sale.
Yeah,
no,
like this is now the crown jewel in my collection.
Tom is going to be buried with that game in his hand. Like seriously, it'll be like you'd have to dig up his grave.
Game, but like
you'd have to dig up his grave.
I don't know. It's a trophy. It's one of those trophies, you know.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. No, it's one of those things that, you know, if you stumble upon it and get it in the situation you've got it, that's great and that's
exactly.
Awesome.
I was never going to go on eBay and pay $1,000 for it.
You weren't actively hunting for it, where you're just like hunting down.
Well, it's interesting. Wow. I had an opportunity to get a copy of it. You know, Mike McCallum, Magic Mike, who actually, I'll give him a plug. I think he's doing. There's some. Oh, I need to check in. There's some retro fair or something this Sunday, I think. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I should
believe because I think my friend has a stall there.
Yeah.
There's a retro thing happening this weekend.
Yeah. I forgot. It's somewhere in Sydney. So Mike's coming down for it. He sent me a link. But Mike maybe 3 or 4 years ago had a copy of this. No manual. Condition was okay. It was fairly average, and he wanted about 300, which is a lot for a game like full stop, but especially a game that's no manual and wasn't in particularly good condition. But it was still a good price. But I was like, there's other stuff I'd rather spend 300 on. That was years ago, and I was still trying to buy up a lot of the, you know, the classics and all that sort of stuff. Now that my collection's at that level where I've got pretty much most of the classic games I want, I'm happy to have a few rarities, oddities, and stuff like that just to keep the collecting interesting. So having a really nice copy of this it's just perfect now. It's really taken my collection to another level.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Definitely not for sale.
It's,
And it's yeah.
Collecticon in Penrith on Saturday.
That's it, man. I think that's it.
Collecticon, awesome. On Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. I've got it open here. It's Collecticon Penrith, Sunday, 9 a.m. to 2:30.
Let's do a roadie, boys.
Oh, I could be very interested in that. Collecticon
I'm just going to give my mate a plug since the
So these two, Steve, they're my babies now. These are the big.
What about Wonder Boy? Isn't that your baby?
Yeah, no, Wonder Boy is just a great game to play, but in terms of collectibles,
yeah,
like Wonder Boy is a much better game than these, but
there's some top shelf.
Oh, absolutely top shelf.
Good, it's good. Tommy, that's wonderful, man. What a pickup! What an incredible pickup. That's so good. Yeah. So many great games in great condition, and they sometimes. So look, is that reinvigorated you in terms of like the hobby still exists? There's still things out there. You just gotta be like, it's down.
It makes you realize you just never know. You just never know what's out there. The odds of seeing ads like that, let alone actually getting them, are pretty remote.
So
they are
slim
slim,
right now.
But it doesn't mean they're not there. But the thing is, I saw this. The ad had been up 5 minutes. It was just a pure fluke. It was like on the weekend, I just messaged and I was like, "Hey, is this available?" She's like, "Well, I just put the ad up 5 minutes ago, so yeah." And I'm like, "Okay."
You never know, though.
Exactly. Someone could have. That's right. So people are looking so often. That's why I asked. But it's the template thing. You know, it's already pre-drafted. Hi, is this still available? And then she's like, if you want to come grab them now. I was like, yep, what's your address? So I just went straight away because I knew like people were going to see this and go mental. And sure enough, on the drive out there, people were going berserk, going, I'll pay double. You know, you do realize that one game alone is worth yeah. And I'm like driving out there stressing, going, oh, someone's going to jump over me. It's like a race. And like,
how far did you have to drive?
It's probably about 40 mins from where I was, so there's enough time to start worrying about how many people had seen the ad and how.
But then that always comes down to the seller, though. It sounds like she was an absolutely lovely lady.
Correct, but I didn't know her from Bar of Soap at the time, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So that, you know, sometimes sellers can be. I had that experience when I bought my Gauntlet cab, my second Gauntlet cab. I went from a period of like collecting where I was like, I'm never going to get a Gauntlet. I'm never going to find an original Gauntlet cabinet or any kind of Gauntlet. And then suddenly two.
Got two.
Like, wow.
That's insane.
The second one though was Facebook Marketplace, and the guy was selling it for $350.
Whoa,
$350. And I was like, yep, I'm coming. I'm gonna get it done. And you know, I went and picked it up, and he was like, I've had so many people telling me that I'm selling it for so cheap, but I don't care. You're the first one here. You're coming to get it. It's fine. Take it. And I'm like, sure, I can give you a little bit more for it. He's like, nope, done. And I'm like, awesome.
What a cool guy.
Yeah, so it is down to the sellers. I mean, you know, if we were going to put ourselves in that situation, though, we kind of know what things are worth.
But we're in the hobby. See, it's not their hobby, or this is their childhood, and they just want stuff gone, and they just want a little bit of money, and you know, they don't want to be taken advantage of. Like that's why I think a lot of people would rather sell it to a collector and not a reseller, because they don't want someone just to profiteer off their mistake.
Yeah,
but if they've given someone a good deal, you know, they're okay with it sometimes.
You don't want to sell it to someone that knows they're getting a deal, like you said, and bargain it, like trying to haggle them down.
That's right.
Straight away on sell it for massive margin. That's
that's a dick move when you haggle it when it's already a fantastic price. That's just unnecessary.
Sell it straight away. Yeah, that's shit.
100%. Yeah,
but I think you sort of get away with this. Like, well, you've done your due diligence, or you haven't, as the case may be. It's up to you. You put a price on it, and I've said sold. That's kind of up to you. Where you set your price. But when you haggle when it's already like a massive deal, it's like, now you're just being a tool.
Yeah. And if you know the person that's getting ripped and you see that they probably could do it for a bit of extra cash, you go, oh, look, I'll give you a little bit more.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've done that before. I said, look, if you want another $100, and sometimes, oh, no, that's fine, mate. Like, you know, no dramas. It's like, cool, thank you. Like, yeah.
100%. Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, well done, Tommy.
Super stoked, man. I'm super
stoked.
That's
a super awesome.
So this is part one. Part one is Sega. Part two is Nintendo.
Yeah, so we need Sunsoft games.
I don't think they developed for Nintendo, man.
No, that's true. I think I don't know. We can do some research and due diligence.
That's a good question.
The Nintendo
I've not
episode.
Come across it, but
I've got no idea because I've never owned a NES. I got a mini NES.
Have you hacked that as well for more games, or?
Not for myself, but I did for my little nephew, so he could experience a few of the games. But
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I haven't
just
done that on any of my minis yet. Though. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going to jump back for a sec to that Penrith Collecticon thing.
Yeah. So give us some deets about it.
I'm super keen on that.
Collecticon Penrith 27th this Sunday, or is it Saturday? 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m.
Sorry, Saturday, is it?
Hang on, wait. Let me check the date.
There's a few
Sunday.
dates.
It's Sunday.
Sunday the 27th, Saturday the 29th in Campbelltown, Sunday the 31st. Oh, so they do it several times throughout the year.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've got this Sunday on 27th of March in Penrith, then Sunday the 29th of May in Campbelltown, back to Penrith on the 31st of July, back to Campbelltown on the 18th of September, and back to Penrith on 27th of November. So it's a bit like the other one that we go to in, what was the other? Oh, Tom's disappeared. But there was another one we go to in Hurstville.
Hurstville.
So my mate has a stall at the one on Penrith this weekend. Freaky Deaky Toys. So if you love,
it's Freaky Deaky going.
Yeah, he's got a stall there. So he's got a stall at number 118 in Hall 1 is his table.
Okay.
And he's got all Predator, Turtles, all the classics, Aliens, like heaps of figures and stuff. So check him out.
But Hurstville's all toys, guys. Hurstville's not video games. It's just toys.
But this is toy, hobby, and pop culture. So this is the same. This is going to be everything. Okay. Yeah. Right. So this is going to be a bit of everything. So and there's lots of cosplayers and D&D groups, a lot of shows. There's a roller derby leagues there. I should go up to them and go, "Hello, I made a roller derby TV series." They're like, "We don't care."
Go and check that they're not trying to sell your DVD.
My DVD. Whoever that is, somebody in Ride is bootlegging my series and they're selling it on eBay. I feel like just buying a copy or just finding out where they are and just knocking on the door going, "Look, I've got all these other copies. Do you want to sell those as well?" Anyway, Sega. So the reason why we've just gone through Tommy's amazing Sega pickup is that we're actually going to talk about a Sega game. And look, Stephen has already set the scene in the background here with his setup. As you can see, there's or if you're listening to this podcast, Stephen has his Master System set up in the background, and he has a copy of a game called Altered Beast. And Altered Beast is essentially a wonderful arcade game from Sega that was ported to many consoles. So before we dive into this game, I'm just going to grab myself another beer. I feel like I'm the only one actually drinking a beer this evening, but I'm going to go.
I'm just going to play some Mega Drive if you guys don't mind.
You're not going to join in the conversation? How rude.
I mean, I can play Hellfire and talk to you guys at the same time, right?
I guess so. All right. Well, make sure when you do dive in that there's... Can you turn the sound down though, Tommy?
Yeah, I'll turn it down. I'll turn
Well, I'm just gonna play...
Too much talk, not enough gaming.
It looks like... Okay, so it looks like I'm going to be talking to myself with these two numpties. I'm going to be playing video games.
Correct.
But I'm going to grab beer. Hey, Stephen, do you want to talk about the Sega Master System port of Altered Beast and how it compares to the arcade? While I was quickly go and grab a beer, and then I'll do the history of the game in a second.
Sure, I can talk about that. So I actually only just played the arcade version when Ben got it in the bar, because I'd only ever played it on the Master System when I was younger. Well,
that's interesting, Steve, because most people had only ever played it on Mega Drive, because it was the tie-in game for, I think when Mega Drive was released in 1990 or whatever, that was the launch title, wasn't it?
I think it was one of them. Oh, I've even got the instructions.
I thought the first box Mega Drive, the tie-in game before Sonic was released, was Altered Beast. It was the first Mega Drive tie-in game.
Was.
Yeah.
I think it was. So yeah, I'd never actually played it on arcade until just the other week when Ben got it into the bar. I'd only ever played on Master System. I may have had to go on Mega Drive later at some point, but not many of my friends actually had a Mega Drive. But I'm pretty sure it's Altered Beast. There's a funny story. When I was in primary school, there was a kid in my class that had Altered Beast. So I swapped him a game. I can't remember what game I swapped him just to borrow. And I borrowed it and played it for a couple of days. And then I took it back to school to give to him. I said, "Oh, I've got your game for you." And I put it under my school desk. And then we had to do something. And I came back to my desk and the game was gone. I'm like, "Where's the game?" And then my mate's like, "Oh, can I get my game back now?" I'm like,
No.
you've already taken it. And he's like, no, I haven't taken it. I'm like, well, I had it in my desk, and you're the only person that knew it was there. He's like, no, I didn't have it. And he's like, you got to give me my game back, or you're not getting your game back. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I went home and got all upset and told my dad, and my dad got heaps angry. And I think my dad called his dad and spoke to him, and was like, yeah, the
No
kid
way.
he'd taken the game and tried to say that he didn't because he wanted to
Your
keep my
bloody
game.
son's lying.
But I got my game back in the end, and I never lent a game or borrowed a game off that kid again. So that's my funny story of Altered Beast where I almost got swindled. I think I may have lent him Aztec Adventure. I can't remember if it might have been that game. I don't know, but that was like in year 4. So
Yeah, nice.
5. But yeah, that's my funny story. But yeah, played it on arcade for the first time just the other week when Ben got it in.
How amazing is the arcade, by the way, Steve? The screen and like it's just beautiful.
It's heaps good. The visuals. What gets me is that the marquee at the top with the 2 eyes, the red blue eye.
I know the graphics are so distinctive, and it's just a really nice condition to have that one.
Yeah, and because I hadn't played it I haven't played it for so long. It was good to play it again, and I forgot all the different things. Like there's one of the enemies it's not the enemy. One of the animals you ride on Golden Axe is actually one of the enemies in this game. So
is that the flying one? The flying whatever it is?
No, it's that little weird thing that has the tail and you whip him.
Oh yeah, you whip it.
Golden Axe.
Yeah,
so that's one of the enemies.
Okay.
But yeah, I played it through. It was on free play because I think it was the last coin hop when they did the Mario one.
Yeah.
And we were playing through that, so I was just taking advantage of the free games. And
it's a hard game.
I was trying to finish it, and I've forgotten that you can't progress to the boss unless you're fully powered up. So it just kind of keeps looping. So if you miss the white wolf and don't get the power up, it just keeps going around until you eventually get the white wolf, and then you upgrade to, I think like whatever the animal it is for that level, then you can actually fight the boss, and it gets pretty tough at times. Definitely designed to munch coins, I think.
I was enjoying it on free play. I think it could be quite expensive not on free play. You got to practice, I guess.
Yeah, it's good. You can play 2 players as well, so it's a fun game.
Actually, I agree. 2 player, it's fantastic. 1 player is pretty damn hard, to be honest. 2 player makes a big difference.
Yep.
Okay, so I've just dumped in. So did you talk about the Sega Master System version, Stephen?
He did.
He did. All right, good man.
He told a funny story about it, Ben. You missed it.
About how I saw that, how your mate stole it and said that he had given it back when he hadn't. I used to hate that when you were kids and used to share things like, it's a bit like, oh, come on.
It was all right when you were on the right side of it. I got my copy of Belmont's Revenge Castlevania 2 from my next door neighbor when I was about 7 years old. Still got it.
Still got it?
Still got it.
That's not cool, Tom. That's not cool. He's probably still wondering where that is, poor guy.
Sure, he's probably super nostalgic retro collector trying to chase down that childhood copy of Castlevania.
This is it. It's like, where is it gone? Why, Iota? Okay, well, look, so let's dive into a bit of a history of Altered Beast. So this is the game we're talking about now. And as the boys have just discussed, it's because we recently have a arcade of this in the bar. Now, I am probably the same with a lot of other people out there in the world. I always thought that this was just a game that was released on the Sega Mega Drive.
Agree.
Because that's where I first encountered it. And obviously the Altered Beast was huge on the Sega Mega Drive, and I believe it became a packing game with the Sega Mega Drive. It was just everywhere.
We think it was the first one, Ben, the first one released, the first tie-in game on the platform.
On the platform, okay, interesting.
Before Sonic, because Sonic superseded it.
Yeah, true.
So it had been released.
So we think this is the first packing game. Well,
I think it was. Someone in the comments will verify it, but that's my guess.
Shano's mentioned his Mega Drive 1 came with Altered Beast and Sonic 2.
Sonic 2. Okay.
But I think when I was
so that must be
reading up a bit of info today, I think it did say that when it first came out, they packaged that. But what I forgot, and I just remembered when I was looking it up today just to see if there was any trivia about the thing. Apparently, when they were actually designing the game, they wanted to use a pressure switch, and they were going to have more moves and stuff.
Oh wow!
Ah,
and then they couldn't work out the deal, so it could have been a whole different game if they had got that pressure switch thing down.
That's a wonderful thing. About we'll go in the history and we can talk about the actual gameplay and playing the game in a second. But that would have been a game changer. Oh, a game changer! I'm just going through the history here. So yes, it was the packing game for the Sega Mega Drive when that system was launched.
Yep.
In 1998. So sorry, in 1988.
In Japan.
Launched in the Western world in June 1988. 1988 Japan and in the West in 1988. Alter Beast.
Well,
packing
I swear
game.
Gav did a trivia question on that, which was obviously wrong. So
no worries.
There's 89.
I'm looking at the. I'm looking at the Alter Beast stuff. Okay, look. Anyway, fucking hell. Let's go back to Alter Beast, please. So no wonder
Shadow
of the Beast. So no wonder, we all thought, I thought that it was just a Mega Drive game because it was just everywhere. So you had to Sega Mega Drive, you pretty much had or knew somebody who had Alter Beast. So when I discovered it was an arcade game first, which I am sad to say I only learned a few years ago.
I only learned it when I saw it in your bar, Ben.
Yeah, man, it's such a weird thing, right? And I was a bit like, well, that'd be great to get into the bar one day. And then lo and behold, cool. I was very lucky to actually be in the situation to actually purchase one. So I jumped at it. And the guy I bought it off of very kindly also sold me a Golden Axe original PCB as well. Because these two games run off the same arcade hardware. Which I believe is the 16? Sega System 2, Sega 16. Let's hold on. We'll get to that in a second. Yes, it is a 16. Yeah, the Sega System 16 arcade board system. So the same for Golden Axe, same for.
So how many Sega System boards do you have now? Because you got a Sega System 2 that has Wonder Boy on it, and you got Sega 16.
16. I think I've only got, unless Golden Axe 2 also came out on the Sega 16. Which I'll have to double check. Then it could just be those 3, potentially 4 boards that I've got. Wonderful board set. I mean, these games look and play amazingly well. Okay, so the game is set in ancient Greece and follows a player chosen by Zeus to rescue his daughter Athena from the demonic ruler of the underworld called Neff. Neff. Through the use of power-ups, a player character can assume the form of different magical beasts: wolf, dragon, bear, tiger, and golden wolf. It was ported to several home video game consoles and home computers, and it was, as we said, a packing game for the Sega Mega Drive. Released on the System 16 Sega board, and it was released on that hardware for its special graphical capabilities with sprites. It became a huge success. I just want to very quickly, so the game is set over 5 levels, which is crazy because that must mean that we've all sort of almost finished this game, because I'm pretty sure I've gotten to level 5. And that must be in the actual underworld, right? Because that's the one when you're actually in a cave. Yeah, so that's in the underworld, like level 5. So going back to the story, Zeus chooses a champion to rescue his daughter. So the thing about this is that you are actually playing, the character you play is a resurrected Roman centurion. So your character is actually dead and resurrected by Zeus, which is why at the beginning of the game, you have that wonderful, ridiculous, "Rise from your grave" voice that comes in, because you are actually being risen from your grave by Zeus. So one presumes that voice, and Zeus with his "Rise from your grave" little wisp in his voice, as being the king, the god, the Olympian god, is the one who resurrects you. And the extra powers are given by Zeus as well to enable you to battle Nerf, who is our villain, who you get to at the end of each stage. So the wonderful thing about this game is obviously the power-ups. You play as this resurrected centurion who is a bit weedy to start out with. You know, you can punch and kick, but he's a little bit weedy. And then as you progress through the games, you get power-ups, and then you slowly get stronger and stronger. I think you get 3 power-ups in total. And then by the time you're on your 3rd one, you will turn into a beast, which we've already mentioned is either a wolf, a dragon, a bear, or a gold wolf, I believe. And hence the name of the game being Altered Beast. So yeah, and you get your power-ups through defeating a white two-headed wolf. Basically, you get rid of that guy, and that will spit out a power ball, which then enables you to power up. When it comes to these power-ups, what's our favorites, guys? Because you get the werewolf, the were-dragon, the were-bear, the were-tiger, and the werewolf. So they're actually called wares. They are actually called were-bears, were-tigers, werewolf, and a were-dragon. So if you're going to pick your favorite, though, which would it be? What's your favorite altered beast?
They all look pretty cool. All the animals look pretty cool, and they have some cool special moves. Doesn't one of them do like a uppercut up and down, and the wolf does a fireball like a Hadouken?
Yep. I think actually the wolf is the one who does the fireball up and down, I think. The bear does that weird sort of like spin jump, which is quite powerful.
Yeah,
the dragon electrocutes.
Yeah. Who's the one who does the triangle? It's like the triangle.
I think that's the werewolf. The werewolf.
I like the werewolf the best, I reckon.
Oh, actually, the were-tiger might be the one who goes up and down, Stephen. That might be the one.
Yeah, one of them goes forwards, back and forwards, which I think is the wolf. And the tiger goes up and down, I think. Could be wrong, but...
The wolf is sick.
The wolf is sick.
Do you reckon Street Fighter ripped off Alter Beast with Blanker's electricity, copying the werewolf Hadouken?
And the wolf's Hadouken, maybe. Maybe we can research that and add it into the special rip-off episode, Stephen. That would be pretty fun. Well, the interesting thing about this game, like, you know, I'll scroll through the history and get a bit more on the individual levels, because the wonderful thing about this is because it's set in Greece, ancient Greece, and it's got a very kind of like horror theme to it. Like in the graveyard, you're fighting zombies, basically. So other resurrected souls, and you can punch their heads off, you can kick their arms off. You know, it's pretty sort of like grisly in terms of its presentation in the game.
Yeah, they just blow apart when you kill them. It's pretty funny. But
it's pretty great.
The enemy I like that's pretty cool, but super frustrating and annoying, is those little blob things that bounce along and then they jump up and land on your head. And
that's in the second level, but it's pretty funny when
you got to kick him in the ground.
And it's pretty funny, like the kick you do and the indentation that gets on them. So you know what I mean? So obviously this is a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and it's pretty wonderful. I have to say, just jumping ahead a little bit, we'll talk about the ports and all the different versions. But the arcade, if you've not played the arcade is pretty superior to the ports. It just flows better. It looks better.
No slowdown.
No slowdown, obviously, because of the hardware, but also the graphics are big and colorful, and it just plays better. It's hard to explain without experiencing it. It's just smooth. It's a smooth experience playing.
It's almost like the SNES version of Altered Beast, maybe. It's just a bit superior.
Yeah. Well,
but still 16-bit, like
for sure.
Wasn't there a Spectrum version?
Well, let's have a look. Let's jump to the ports. So when it comes to the ports, I know that we've got Amiga Arcade, Atari ST, Master System, Sega Genesis, and Turbo Graphics 16. But yeah, I agree. It did go to a lot of home consoles. So it also went to MS-DOS, Amstrad CPC, MSX, Nintendo Entertainment System. Commodore 64 and Game Boy Advance. Yes, it went to the NES, and apparently the NES version, if I'm right, actually have slightly different characters, like altered beast forms that you turned into. So the dragon can unleash lightning bolts and electric barrier. The bear has a petrifying breath that turns enemies into stone. The tiger can throw fireballs in a zigzag pattern. The wolf can throw direct, but weak fireballs, and has a powerful thrust attack. Whilst the golden werewolf has the same abilities as the wolf form, but stronger. The Famicom version of the game, so the NES or the Famicom in Japan, available beast forms also include a shark, lion, and phoenix form. So that's pretty interesting. How would they make the shark work unless there's an underwater level in the game for the Famicom? Yeah, well, before Sharknado, did they do?
That's the Sharknado got the idea from.
I am totally going to Google the YouTube version. I'm going to Google on YouTube the Famicom version, because I'd love to see what that lion, shark, and phoenix form looks like. But yeah, it's amazing. Like, there's no Spectrum port, Stephen. So home.
Maybe it was MSX. Is it?
Yeah, MSX. Yeah, there's an MSX port, and then Commodore 64
The Amiga
and
port would have looked really good. The Amiga was
Amstrad
crazy graphics
CPC.
wise.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because they had Atari ST and Amiga. I think both of those ports, as they often do, looked pretty similar and probably played pretty similar. I don't know how choppy it would have been though. I mean, if we're going to jump ahead and talk about ports of this game, how does the Master System version hold up, Stephen, compared to like say the Mega Drive version and then in turn the arcade?
Honestly, I haven't played it for so long. I can't remember.
It would
I
just be a standard Master System watered down basic port.
Is it choppy though? You know how some masters like Golden Axe is really choppy on the Master System, like low frame rate and that kind of stuff.
And the sprites flicker. You get the flicker.
Yeah,
due to the memory. Yeah.
Probably get that. To be honest, when I had to go on the arcade the other day, it just totally reminded me of the other versions. It obviously just flowed more. Because I think, personally, I think when he punches and kicks, it's a bit stop and starty, so you kind of lose momentum with your attacks, and that just reminded me of the game. So, yeah, I haven't played it for a very long time, so I can't honestly say. But that's what I do notice is it's a bit stop and starty when you attack. I don't know if that's just because I've been speedrunning games lately and I just
possibly you're like, oh, I just want to get through this. I just want to get through to the end. Well, I got to say though, like as much as like for all the I'm going to correct myself by the way when it comes to the ports in a second. For all of the technical issues on other systems, all the Sega Master System and the Mega Drive and everything else, they're pretty faithful when it comes to the look of the game. Yes. You know what I mean? Like everything, like when you jump on the arcade, you're like, wow, it does look very similar. Obviously, the arcade version's got some graphical superiority here and there for sure, but the games
subtle, though. Like, yeah,
it's subtle. Like there's more frames of animation, you know, a few more bits and pieces, big graphics, obviously, very colorful. But the ports are pretty faithful when it comes to that. It's just the playability is the biggest thing. The Mega Drive version's good, but you don't realize how clunky it is until you get on the arcade and you see how smooth it is. It feels very heavy. The Mega Drive version of Altered Beast, even though it looks fantastic, you know. And I think you're right, Stephen, when it comes to the speed, I think the Mega Drive version as well is pretty slow. Even though the arcade, you slow down when you're kicking and punching.
But I think the Mega... You'd be talking about PAL, that's why.
But no, I'm not talking about the rewrite speed or anything like that. I'm just talking about like when you kick and punch, it takes a while for you to recover from that. You know what I mean? The game, in terms of the gameplay, like how many frames that kick and the punch happens on and how long it kind of freezes you while you're attacking. It's not super fluid. It feels clunky. And then when you're in the arcade, it's a little bit, it's smoother. You can kind of like
it's still a little bit clunky, but it's definitely smoother.
Smoother, yeah, for sure. So getting back to the ports very quickly. So I actually got it wrong. When it comes to, in addition to the Genesis and Master System Altered Beast ports, it also went to the PC Engine CD, the Famicom, Atari ST, Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum, and CPC, and Amiga. So it did go to the Spectrum. Yeah. So pretty much this has been
one
everywhere.
Of the most ported games ever.
Yeah, I think so. It must be up there with Wonder Boy, right? Like Wonder Boy's been ported to everything. Yeah, so I have no idea what the ZX Spectrum looks like. I guess it must be a fun port. I'm going to have to check these out when we're done. Just jump on the old YouTubes and have a look. But let's talk about a little bit of the development because it's as we discussed, like it's an interesting game to look at. And the fact that it's kind of grisly because you're playing a resurrected Roman centurion. So there's horror aspects to this game. There's history aspects to this game. It's very sort of set in a mythology, even though you're pretty much running around just punching things. That's really what the game is. You're just punching and kicking stuff and getting to the end of the levels and taking out the end bosses, who is Neff in different forms and guises. Very quickly though, I got to say, when it comes to gameplay, when you do change into one of the Altered Beast characters, when you are the Beast, it's one of the overly overpowered things in the game. Suddenly you become pretty much invincible if you're able to dodge stuff. You know what I mean? As soon as you have your Altered Beast form, you can just rattle through the stages and get to the end boss quite quickly.
It's so
it's
hard
kind of,
before you have it, though. That's the thing.
yeah, true. It's kind of the balance of the difficulty kind of does go all over the place, and then suddenly when you, and some of the bosses are pretty freaking hard as well. Even if you can't fight the bosses unless you're in your beast mode.
Correct.
If you get to Nev at the end of the level and he senses that you're not in beast mode, he'll just bugger off, and you play the level a bit longer, and until you get your beast mode, and then you can take him on. And even then, the beast mode, when you're running through, just dispatching like regular baddies is pretty easy when you're a beast, but as soon as you get to him, it's like, wow, the difficulty racks up again. So the game's kind of imbalanced when it comes to its difficulty. You know what I mean? It doesn't really have a fair balance to it. It's very challenging.
It's more of a jump than like Mario going to flower mode or Raccoon.
Yeah, 100%.
Much more of a jump. Yeah.
But then obviously it's an arcade game, so it's designed to gobble coins.
Quarters.
You got to really know when those white wolves are coming, so you can get your power up, because they're so easy to miss when you're not powered up.
Especially because you have to kick them, and that's the other thing about the game. You can't take them out when they jump at you, and that's the other annoying thing. It's a bit like Castlevania. When you get hit,
got to get them in the right. You got to be the right.
I've never done it. I've never done it. So you've taken them out mid jump and punched them and taken them out. I've never done it. I can't. It's so hard. But it's good to know you could do that, because I thought you couldn't. I'm constantly like backing up, waiting for them to jump, and then kick them in the head. You know what I mean? I just can't. I can't time that punch well enough.
It's definitely a timing thing. It's and sometimes there's so many enemies coming. You hit one enemy, and like we were saying before, it's a little bit clunky, and then you're like, oh, it jumps, and you're like, oh, but you can't move because you're mid punch or something. And it just jumps into you and runs past.
Yeah. Oh man, it's definitely a challenge, and that's the annoying thing. Like when you get hit, you jump, you fall back like you do in Castlevania. You kind of do this little jump back. Your character jumps back a bit, and it takes you a while to sort of like rectify that, and then you. Anyway, come and play at 8 to 9, and you'll experience the frustration yourself.
Keep it on free play, Ben. It's the only way to play it.
It's on free play at the moment until I get the coin met fixed. Yeah, get in there ways you can, guys. But talking about the development, so let's have a look at some of the inspirations that are behind like the actual concept and creation of this game.
Hal in the movie or something?
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. Yeah, so I'm going to murder this name. I'm so sorry. Altered Beast was developed by Makoto Uchida. He took inspiration from the game from The Howling. And the music video, the Michael Jackson song Thriller, as well as movies by Ray Harryhausen. I could definitely feel the Ray Harryhausen influence in this. It's very Jason the Argonauts. Well, he's the famous stop motion animator, Jason the Argonauts, the original Clash of the Titans. Yeah, right. All these wonderful stop motion movies. And you can feel that because it's set in ancient Greece. And if you've seen the original Clash of the Titans, there's definitely a vibe and a feel and a look that definitely is borrowed for this game, and chose the Greek setting and for the powerful characters he had in mind. So he struggled during production because it was his first game he developed. Holy moly, for the first game he ever developed, it's pretty strong. So he leaned on his lead programmer to help create the balance in the gameplay. One of Uchida's goals was to create flashy visuals that would surprise players. So he asked where's Tommy gone? Tom's gone. So he asked his lead artist to focus just on the player character's transformation sequences for 1 month. Additionally, he and his team used the System 16 arcade board for its ability to add great detail to large character sprites, as well as the visual effects it could provide, such as limbs flying off characters during combat, which is great because, you punch some of these zombie characters and they just explode into like limbs and guts and all that kind of stuff. It's wonderful. Yeah. And I really like the sprites are nice and big and all that kind of stuff. Uchida was not impressed with the initial concept art, so he worked with an artist to sketch out specific ideas on character design. While the results were positive, Uchida's lead designer quit the team over the situation. Oh, okay. Altered Beast includes Easter eggs that are references to other 16 titles, Addicts Kid and Lost Stars, and Shinobi, as a nod to members on Uchida's team that had worked on those titles previously. Well, we've said that there's a character from Golden Axe in there, so I'm not sure.
The little rideable.
Little rideable pink character.
Yeah, I read the same thing earlier, and I was wondering what the Shinobi reference is. I know the Alex the Kid one. I've had a look to see what the images are, and there's like a little tomb head that has Alex written on it. I'm like,
is that it?
Yeah. It's pretty pathetic if it is. It's not like the enemy that's the same one from Golden Axe that you ride around on and tail whip with.
I wonder if I wonder if that character is actually from this game and then got put into Golden Axe. I wonder if we're getting it the wrong way around. Hold on, let me just do a quickly cheeky little Google.
Possibly.
Because when was the Golden Axe Arcade released? The Golden Axe Arcade release was the Golden Axe Arcade release was a year later. So Altered Beast was released in 1988, and Golden Axe was released in 1989. So we got it the wrong way around. This guy had started in Altered Beast and then was obviously taken over to Golden Axe. They obviously they loved him so much. They're like, I think a barbarian should ride that guy, and that would be really fun. So what else have we got here that's pretty fun? So as you said earlier, the pressure-sensitive button idea, which never happened.
It would have been interesting because I don't know how that would have made much of a difference, because like how you would get more moves out of only pushing it. Like,
well, yeah, because normally in games you get a heavier punch or a lighter punch, right? When you get that, when they get the pressure buttons, that's how it normally works.
Possibly.
And I don't know how that would actually help in the gameplay of the game.
Do faster jabs and faster kicks instead of that one slow punch or kick.
Yeah, true. Which would have helped actually to kind of, bump it up a little bit. So it was released in June 1988, and the arcade version proved to be more popular overseas than it did in Japan. As a result of that, it was selected to be ported and made the packing game on the Sega Genesis, as we discussed. And the lead designer and creator wasn't actually involved directly with either the Mega Drive or the Master System port, even though he did give some advice about it and was noticed that and he noted that he was worried about the Mega Drive port because its hardware was based on the 16 arcade board he used. Oh, he wasn't worried. Sorry, so he wasn't worried about the Genesis port. So this is why probably the Sega Mega Drive port is as good as it is, even though it's not quite as sort of slick as the arcade game, but it's very close visually, because the Mega Drive must use a version of the 16 board system in its hardware, which I didn't realize. Okay, that's interesting. I might have to research that one day and learn more about the Mega Drive's hardware abilities. So, as we said, it was then ported to a ton of computers and consoles. And then it turned up in a lot of compilation packs that you got in later consoles, such as the Xbox 360 Live Arcade, the PlayStation 3 Network, the Wii's Virtual Console, the Sega Genesis Collection, which came out on loads of different machines, and more recently on PlayStation 4. So yeah, it basically through ports and the home console versions, the game became a huge hit, which is why I think the arcade version has kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit, and not a lot of people know about it. But interestingly, though, just looking into the future of what happened after the original arcade game and then further releases, there was actually a sequel. And actually had two sequels. So it had Altered Beast Guardian of the Realms, developed by 3D6 Games and published by THQ. And it was released in 2002 on the Game Boy Advance in the style of the original arcade game. That's cool. I have to check that out. I had no idea that there was a direct sequel made for the game.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I need to have a look at that as well. I read that earlier. It'd be interesting to see how it looks, because I think I played the remake that they did in 3D or whatever they tried to do.
So I think that's the next one, a PlayStation 2 title, which is just called Altered Beast in Europe, was released by Sega in 2005. Never released in North America, interestingly, so it only had a European release on the PlayStation 2. And rather than serving as a sequel to the original game, the newer title features a more modern setting and is unconnected to the original game, with a darker and more violent tone. So that's interesting. So it's not actually a sequel per se, but more of a sort of, I guess, a reimagining for a PlayStation 2 modern 3D title, a bit like, I guess, what they did with Splatterhouse on the Xbox 360. So that came out in 2005 and was received by mixed reviews for its poor camera system and poor graphics.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
there
I
we go.
played it, but it wasn't memorable.
It wasn't memorable. I know it goes for a fair amount of money now. I've seen it like for sale for like, almost $100, which is just, it's crazy. Now then, I think the reason why
Anyway.
Sorry?
What happened to Tom anyway?
Tom's trying to come back, but I can see that he's trying to come back, but it's not quite working. I think he's having technical issues. I can see that. I think the reason.
Shooter.
Yeah, it's too busy playing video games rather than enjoying us talking about Alter Beast. Fair enough. Now then, I think I just want to get this right. Yeah. So the reason why our little friend, the little pink guy that you ride on in Golden Axe, appeared in Golden Axe after Alter Beast is because Makoto Uchida also is the lead designer and creator of Golden Axe. So there you go. So the same guy who made Alter Beast made Golden Axe. So this guy definitely loves his mythology. He definitely loves his high fantasy style games, because like, what a legend. I mean, those two games, Alter Beast and Golden Axe, arguably, again, two games that I heard of and discovered through the Sega Mega Drive rather than the arcades.
Iconic games, definitely iconic games.
Absolutely iconic.
I would say Golden Axe is the better game personally.
Fair enough.
Everyone knows both those games.
Yeah, 100%. Like they are just so wonderful. I'm just going to quickly do. Oh, Tom's back. Here we go.
I'm here.
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I died.
Oh, did you run out of battery?
I did, but now I'm coming back from the dead.
Did you rise from your grave?
Basically. Yeah.
I just want playing with your Goose Shooter.
Oh.
I just want to very quickly. I just want to Google the creator of Alter Beast. I feel like we're doing him a disservice by not actually doing due diligence and just seeing what else he did. So the creator of because if he did Golden Axe and he did Alter Beast, and this guy probably created some
same guy. That actually makes a lot of sense because they thematically very similar.
They tie in, don't they? So this guy also did. If I just need to find him. Sorry, guys. It's not wonderful for people who are tuning in or listening to the podcast. I do apologize. I should have had a bit of time today to do some research, but unfortunately, life at the moment is not on my side.
Say before he's going to go for the world record on Hellfire for Mega Drive.
Yeah, that's exactly why he was rehearsing. So
you got to get the practice. It's actually a really good game. Like it's that's the first time I've ever played it. So that's why I was so terrible for anyone who had to watch. But it's cool because you've got to. I can see it's all about the multi-directional gun. So there's certain bosses like you need the diagonal or the reverse gun to get into the right point to hit it. So it's cool.
Pretty cool.
It's a cool shooter. I do like the shooters. So.
Okay, sorry guys, I'm almost done. So
there it is.
This guy worked on a ton of games that we love, especially if you're a Sega fan. So this guy, I'm not quite sure what his involvement is on some of these games, but there's some big titles. So obviously, creator of Alter Beast, creator of Golden Axe. He also worked on Alien Storm, which I freaking love. It's one of my favorite Sega Mega Drive games of all time is Alien Storm. And again, there's an arcade version of that. And I believe it started in the arcade. And I would love to get my hands on a copy of that. But I think that one now is just, there we go. Tommy's got his copy of Alter Beast for the Sega Mega Drive that he's holding up to camera there. I think finding a copy of Alien Storm Arcade that's not going to cost $1,500 right now is going to be hard, but I would love to. Yeah, Alien Storm's pretty rare in the arcades now.
Wow.
He also worked on things like he produced Crazy Taxi. He worked on. He produced Die Hard Arcade. I love Die Hard Arcade.
Die Hard Arcade's awesome. I got the
it's
what's the one they did on Dreamcast, which was pretty much the same game.
yeah, pretty much. The Sega Saturn, I think, had it. Die Hard Arcade, which is because it works on exactly the same hardware, which is pretty incredible. What else did he do? He did. He's also done. Obviously, he worked on the other Golden Axe games, the Golden Axe: The Revenge of Death Adder on the arcade, which is incredible. Never had a home port. I think that's coming out on some sort of compilation too soon. He also worked on some random things like the Iron Man 2 video game and Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. So he's doing a few things, but really, if he's the guy who is behind Alien Storm, Golden Axe, and Altered Beast, then he could just drop the mic now and walk out. You know what I mean? Like, that's incredible. Those games are absolutely nuts. So, as I said, I keep murdering his name. I'm so sorry, but Makoto Uchida, thank you so much for giving us these absolutely stunning games, which we played in our childhood. I mean, Altered Beast is it's just it's incredible. But Golden Axe and Alien Storm, oh boy, just so wonderful, so wonderful.
I've got Alien Storm on Master System, and I've got Altered Beast. I don't think I have a copy of Golden Axe at the moment.
Right. It's one you've definitely got to have because the Golden Axe. I mean, like, but you're never going to get a Mega Drive, right? You're going to stay steadfast on the old Sega Master System.
Yeah.
Golden Axe, Alien Storm, and
Here we go. Master System versus Mega Drive.
Yeah, I'll unmute Tommy's mic.
I'm sick of talking about Altered Beast. I just want to play Altered Beast.
Fair enough. Well, on that
Sorry.
note, I think we should tie this up because it's been a 2-hour podcast. Everybody who's stayed the course and put up with us kind of rambling through this podcast today, thank you so much. Everybody who's listening to this on the audio version, thank you so much for joining us. I promise, before I do the next podcast, I'll do my due diligence and I'll do my research and I'll be a bit more, compass mentis and we'll be a little bit sharper. There's just a lot of
buttons to jump on the Master System. Okay.
Sorry, say it again.
Oh, you got to press both buttons to jump on the Master System.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I'm trying to play it by watching the monitor through the webcam.
Oh, really? You'd think that they would assign one of those 2 buttons on the controller to jump and the other one to just like kick and punch. I guess you got to punch and kick. Or you could just push up and down for that. Anyway. Please come visit us at 98 Arcade Bar. We are at 2224 King Street in Newtown in Sydney. Or if you just want to join in the fun, please check us out on Facebook, 989 Arcade Bar, Instagram, 989 Arcade Bar as well. Our website, you will find links to all our YouTube videos and events and tickets and all that kind of stuff. Just please come and say hi. If you're listening to this podcast, come and say hello. If you want to give us any topics that we could talk about in future episodes when we're a bit more with it, then please let us know. We are going to be talking video games and pop culture and movies and all sorts of fun stuff every Monday night from 8:00. So we are constantly looking for subjects to talk about, even though there is never ever going to be any subject run out. We're never going to run out of subjects. There's so much stuff we can talk about. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for hanging out with us, as always. Thank you, Alex. Yes, I would love to get Alien Storm at 89. That would be amazing. If I ever can track down a board, I will do that. But maybe in the meantime, I'll just grab my Mega Drive copy and put it in the Mega Drive because I think it should live at 89 for a little while.
Well, you've got the EverDrive there. It's probably on the Mega Drive already.
It probably is, but I just find that is so... If you nudge that Mega Drive, the whole thing crashes. So I need to put an original cart in that system. The EverDrive is not doing the job I would hope it would do. So I will do that. I'll get it. Anyway, thank you, everybody. And thank you to my co-hosts. Thank you for Stephen for joining us.
Thank you, Benny.
And thank you, Tommy. And thank you for the show and tell, Tom. That was a lot of fun.
No, you're welcome.
Very jealous.
It was
very jealous.
Fun. Enjoyed it.
I was not expecting the Australian release to be what it was.
I was thinking you're going to say you're so far off, mate.
Some random sports
for ARL 96. That was classic. Remember when
all right, guys. ARL 96, mate.
All right, everybody. We will see you next Monday, 8:00. Same bat channel, same bat time. But in the
right.
meantime, get in touch and say hi. All right,
Catch you
guys.
later.
Have a lovely evening. See you soon.
All right,
Bye,
boys.
Bye, 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 bye,
Cheers.
bye,
Speak
bye,
soon.
bye,
See you soon.
bye.
Yeah.